was not happy about what John Bolton was saying. And if you've seen him recently, I believe he is now on CNN as a some sort of an analyst, and he's really critical of President Trump. President Trump really critical of him. But I don't think this is just a retribution kind of thing. And granted, President Trump did say that he was going to go after his political foes if elected, and I think Bolton would classify that as that. But I don't think a federal judge, would issue the authorization for an FBI raid without proper documentation and proper paperwork and proper motive. So I don't know. We don't know what's going on there. We don't know what they're looking for. Is it classified material? You heard Michael Kasner report there that the FBI director and the deputy FBI director basically tweeted about this raid as it was going down. Still a developing story. I believe the FBI is still there searching the home of former Trump National Security Advisor John Bolton. If you don't know the name, you know the face. Long ago, he's got that big walrus mustache, gray hair. Was considered at one point, a hero in some conservative circles. But I think once he left the Trump administration, he has now been a pariah. And again, he is a very vocal critic of President Trump. So that's the breaking news here. We'll continue to monitor if we do get information. Again, but I believe the house is in Bethesda, Maryland. Bolton was not there. Court issued or approved search by the FBI of the former ambassador John Bolton's home. Still a developing story. While we're in the D.C. area, let's check in with White House correspondent Karen Travers. Karen, good morning, my friend. Yesterday, I was led to believe that President Trump, in his ongoing efforts to make the District of Columbia safer, the president was actually going to do a ride-along with the law enforcement folks in D.C. and the National Guard. Did that ride-along come to fruition last night?
Yeah, it didn't. And certainly the White House wasn't dissuading people from thinking that that was what was going to happen. The president had done an interview yesterday where he said that he would be going out tonight with law enforcement and military. And we had a lot of questions about what that exactly was going to look like, but the president had no more details. The White House wasn't confirming, but they, again, weren't dissuading people from thinking the president was going to be out on the streets with police. Instead, and I was with him last night for this, we went down to a facility along the Anacostia River. That's the Park Police facility. That's where they land helicopters, kind of a big area there. And it's serving as a command center, gathering point for the different federal agencies and National Guard that are involved in this surge operation in D.C. It was a chance for him to thank them for the work that they're doing, kind of a little pep rally type event. He brought hamburgers that he said were made at the White House, pizza from a nearby place. But it was very brief, nothing that you haven't seen from a president before, but not exactly what I think people maybe had been teeing up throughout the day and thinking he was going to do.
I just assumed once the president made that statement yesterday, I was like, how did the Secret Service sign off on this? Might it have been the Secret Service that pulled the plug on his attempted ride-along?
Or it was just never an attempted ride-along. I mean, the president never said he was going out on patrol. He said he was going out tonight with law enforcement and military. He did. He went out and met them and brought them pizza. I think it was the way it was framed on social media was he's going out on the streets, and he never said that himself. So kind of a technicality there. But again, the White House didn't dissuade people from thinking that during the day. But certainly, to your point, that would be very difficult to try to secure if you had him just show up on a street in a neighborhood. The other thing, too, that I think they probably considered, even if, they weren't explicitly saying this to us yesterday, Vice President Vance did an event on Wednesday at Union Station in D.C. with the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, and you could hear protesters the entire time he was there. He went to the train station. There were just people getting on their trains. There were people there at all the little restaurants getting lunch. And then there were protesters, because that's been a point where there have been a significant National Guard presence at the train station. So protesters have also been there, too. And yesterday for the president, this was an area where there's nobody there because of how remote this is along the river. No protesters, nobody who's going to disrupt the event. I think it was like maybe they learned a little bit from the day before and improved what the optics were going to look like for that type of visit.
Karen, I have friends in D.C. and I've been talking to them about the presence of National Guard and their question is for how long? Like how long is this going to last? Is there a goal for the administration where they say, all right, job is accomplished, job well done. We don't need the federal troops anymore?
Right. No specific metric that the administration has said, at least publicly. And the president yesterday said, we're going to be here for a while. We're going to stay here for a while. We want to make this perfect. But he didn't say what that timeline would look like. And, it's a 30-day emergency order, so it's not like this can continue forever. Congress would have to potentially extend this. There's also a push from some in Congress to do the opposite and stop it. So we will see what happens at the end of that. The other thing, too, is that the president was indicating, he wants to replicate this in other cities. He didn't say specifically how that would work or where, but that also gets more complicated. D.C. is unique because it isn't a state. There is some federal control here, which is why you're able to do what they're doing. But if you tried to do this in Atlanta or somewhere else, that would be a very different story.
Yeah, we are certainly waiting here in Atlanta to see if we are on the list of further cities. Karen Travers, ABC News. Karen, great stuff as always. Have an amazing weekend, my friend.
You too. Thank you.
In the meantime, the administration, the inner circle racking their brains on how they can make the District of Columbia safer. What is the answer? Is it more National Guard troops? Is it more FBI agents? Is it, as I suggested, U.S. Marshals? And the whole time, Deborah, the answer's been right in front of our faces. The answer to the problem in D.C. has been there. We've had the solution. We just didn't put two and two together. It's a program that would quickly eliminate crime in D.C.
What new program is that, sir? My Citizens on Patrol. I call it COP for short. Has a nice police ring to it, don't you think?
What is COP, sir?
What is the most frustrating thing about police work?
Not being able to carry hand grenades, sir.
Separate locker rooms, sir.
Icky blue uniforms. I always thought that the most frustrating thing was that we couldn't be everywhere at once to solve every crime. So the public ends up thinking of us as enemies. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we could all be friends?
The answer to any problem you have in life can be found in Police Academy 4. Citizens on Patrol, Deborah. It's been there. We've had it. Now, if you've sadly missed Police Academy 4, I rented this weekend, but the Citizens on Patrol program worked. It worked. Everyday people becoming law enforcement agents. And if you go back to the first Police Academy, Mahoney. Is this a time where we pull our interview with, what's his name, the actor?
Steve Guttenberg.
Steve Guttenberg.
He's just saving the world. He tried to put out those fires
I
in
know.
LA. Now he's doing the Citizens Patrol.
Citizens on Patrol. The answer, I'm kidding, obviously, but any excuse to play any cut from Police Academy 4 and the famous Police Academy theme, I got to do it. But we'll see. Again, I think the question is, and I asked Karen there, what's the end goal? Is there a certain amount of arrests or what's the litmus test to say, oh, this worked? The National Guard helped deter crime. Arrests are up. Crimes are down. Now we can implement this in other big cities or other crime-ridden cities around the United States. Because not all crime-ridden cities are huge cities. Like there are smaller cities that have. Like I went to school in Poughkeepsie, New York. It was like, I don't know, 50,000 people. Man, that was the most crime-ridden city I've ever lived in. So I don't know. But maybe we revisit Citizens on Patrol. All right, the big news this morning, former National Security Advisor to President Trump, former UN Ambassador John Bolton's home raided by the FBI. We'll continue to monitor that big situation for you throughout the day on 95.5 WSB. And we'll continue to monitor the roads for you. Joining us live in Atlanta's only 24-hour traffic center. Happy Friday, Mike Shields.
Hey, happy Friday, Mark. Overall, pretty good on the roadways. A little Friday light out there on the interstates. We like that, except when we have crashes, and that's what's working right now in Sandy Springs, Georgia 400 southbound, right at I-285. Wasn't a couple right lanes, maybe down to one right lane blocked. Overall, a little slow as you leave Abernathy Road, getting down to 285. So just be aware of those brake lights in Sandy Springs. Also getting pretty slow into Cobb County now. I-20 eastbound as you approach Panola Road, exit 71. Daily right lane roadwork setting up and a little traffic pacing to go with it. This report is brought to you by Staples. Have you heard? The Staples Easy button is back with even more easy. Press it for custom prints, shipping services, and even passport photos. Staples, that was easy. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
It pays to have the WSB radio app. Download it today and get ready for the Blitz.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz. 5 chances every weekday to win $1,000.
I just won $1,000 from WSB.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
Begins Monday, August 25th.
I am so excited.
From 95.5 WSB.
Download the WSB radio app now.
The Love Your Home Minute from TE Certified. Hi, it's Chris Chandler with Josh, the local owner of TE Certified Electrical, Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. You know Josh. That's him you see jumping out of the back of their trucks, Josh. Welcome back. Tell me something unique you had at your home that's not top of mind for maybe the rest of us.
It's my whole home generator. This is one of my favorite things. I forget I have it until the power goes out, and then all of a sudden I have internet, I have TV, I have a refrigerator, I can open my garage door, my pool pump runs, I have heat in the winter, I have cooling during the summer. We've put in tons of these for people that have medical equipment, they have refrigerators, they have freezers, they have aquariums, they have pools, even people with wine chillers. But most importantly, we put them in for people who don't want to be in the dark when the power goes out.
We've had every kind of weather this past few months, and in the newsroom, we know the biggest problem here when this happens is the power outages.
Your power goes out and you lose everything.
Great insights, Josh. I just added a whole home generator to my wish list.
TE Certified, we love your home.
Every piece of jewelry has a story, and at A1 Gold Buyers, we honor that story with care and respect. When you're ready to sell, we'll offer a fair appraisal and instant payment for your gold, silver, and luxury watches. As a family-owned business, we pride ourselves on creating a welcoming, trustworthy experience at our convenient, upscale location. 5779 State Bridge Road in Johns Creek, right next to Pike Nursery. A1GoldBuyers.com. A1 Gold Buyers, where you get great service and great prices.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
It's official, friends. It's moving season. Lots of folks in moving in, moving out. Time filled with hours of packing, unpacking, and oh, so much bubble wrap. Hey, it's Mark Aaron back with you. First thing you should do when moving into your new home is make sure the Wi-Fi is booming with Xfinity. Super quick and easy to set up. Then, boom, you have your new home hooked up with the ultimate Wi-Fi experience faster than the time it takes to parallel park a moving truck. Then you'll be back online with the most reliable Wi-Fi with the best-in-class equipment from Xfinity. So you can just kick back, relax, and stream your favorite movies and TV shows while someone else deals with all of those boxes. Because with Xfinity, the only thing you'll have to worry about is remembering where you packed the remote. Make the right and easy move with Xfinity. Learn more at xfinity.com/move. Restrictions apply, not available in all areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi claim based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August of 2024.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-2798.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
Or call 800-575-2798. That's 800-575-2798.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Come and watch the Late Late Show with me.
Happy 47th birthday. A former Late Late Show host, James Corden, he turns 47. He's off that show now. And full disclosure, welcome back to the Mark Aram Show. I've never seen a single episode of the Late Late Show when he was the host, but I used to see the carpool karaoke.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that? Where that was like a viral thing, and it was a pretty cool thing where he would, sing songs with famous people in his car. But I was unfamiliar. I keep seeing these clips, Deborah, and you might know what show this is from. Apparently, he was on a sitcom in England.
Oh, okay.
And
the big one was Gavin and Stacey.
Is that where he was like just a voracious eater and food was his number one concern? I keep seeing these clips. There's a
I've never seen Gavin and Stacey, but I know that's where he got.
There's a clip where he's hanging with a bunch of friends and they're ordering Chinese food or Indian food, and they were like, "Oh, we'll just order a bunch of stuff and share." And he's like, "No, I'm going to order what I want because if I get this, then it's hilarious." But I didn't know his origin. I didn't know he was an actor in England before he came over there. Anyway, happy birthday. All right, real quick, local story. I'm assuming most of you have never been to the Cheetah on Spring Street. You've probably heard of it, but it might be going away, Deborah. What can you tell us?
Yeah, the famous Cheetah has been open on Spring Street since 1987, and they build themselves as an upscale nightlife destination. If you've ever seen a lot of athletes, actors, you will see them post sometimes that they went and hung out at the Cheetah. Well, the space has been sold, and it's going to be redeveloped into student housing for Georgia Tech. Now, this has been some sought-after space for a long time because of its location. It is a great location. So the first development is going to see about 1,600 beds for students and then a bunch of retail space included. And that phase is supposed to be finished by 2029. No word on the Cheetah of a closing date or, if they're going to relocate or anything.
I can imagine the middle-aged folks that went there back in 87, 88 are going to be like, well, we got to go one last time before they close.
Oh, yeah.
But that's prime Midtown real estate.
Yes.
And there could be bigger things. Maybe they will relocate to a different location. Now, Cheetah, I actually, it's weird. I have so much knowledge of the shoe show history here in Metro Atlanta. I should write a book on this. Not that I've been to all of them. I just know because they're always in the news. Cheetah was always second fiddle to the Gold Club on Piedmont. That was the gold standard, the Gold Club. And Cheetah was like the next tier. And then the Gold Club trial, they shut down. They got everything. And then Cheetah became top dog in the shoe show game here. My early days in Atlanta, I ran with some strange cats. One of my friends married a Dayside shoe show dancer, which is that's like walking on the moon, Dayside, and he married her. And I used to hang out with this guy named Big Tony. He was the first one who took me there. I had no money, and we get there, and I'd only been to a couple of shoe shows in like Connecticut where it's different than in Metro Atlanta. And first thing he does, he sits down, he goes, "Can I get a bowl of strawberries and whipped cream?" I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, they have food here." And they used to bill, I think it was called the Alluvia Restaurant. So you could, like, businessmen could expense, "Oh, I went to this restaurant called Alluvia." Anyway, I was like, "Why are you ordering strawberries and whipped cream?" He goes, "The girls will come right over to us for free strawberries and whipped cream." And sure enough, Big Tony was right. He got this big platter of strawberries and whipped cream. That'll be chapter 4 of my the history of the shoe shows. Anyway, Cheetah, legendary place, going away. All right, we got some really big local stories to get you caught up to date on. Again, the breaking news in Bethesda, Maryland. FBI raids the home of former Trump National Security Advisor John Bolton. We'll continue our team coverage of this breaking news next on The Mark Arum Show.
We are here with CFP Matthew Decker of the Vincent Financial Group and host of Retire ATL. And Matt, you have created a 20-question guide that asks the pointed, sometimes uncomfortable questions about where you stand in retirement. And you have to ask yourself, who is your guide?
That's right. Who is your guide? We sometimes think of retirement as like a mountain that you need to climb. And if you're going to ascend the mountain, it's important that you have a guide that has been there before, who has helped other people accomplish the same task. And we've seen that this is so important. There's so much value in the financial planning world. But if you don't know what's accessible, if you don't know what questions to ask, if you don't know what kind of value you should be receiving for the fees that you're paying, oftentimes you don't get it. So we created this guide to ask those questions and really point you in the direction of the type of service, the type of value that you should be receiving for the fees that you're paying if you're engaging a professional money manager or financial planner.
All right, so Matt, how can we get our hands on this 20-question guide?
We want to make it as simple as possible. So you can call us at 770-280-1488. All you have to do is tell the representative that you're looking for our 20-question guide. You can also go to our homepage, retireatlradio.com. You can send us a note there. Just let us know you're looking for the guide. We don't need your email address. You don't have to create an account. You know, it's not protected by some kind of paywall. This is something we want to provide to you for free so that you can know, am I getting value for the fees that I'm paying? It's complimentary, created by us here at the Vincent Financial Group. Again, 770-280-1488. Ask for the guide, or you can go to retireatlradio.com.
770-280-1488. or online at retireatlradio.com. And join us for Retire ATL every Sunday right here on WSB.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
Good morning at 9:30. I'm Graham Carroll. This news brought to you by Beaver Toyota of Cumming. Our top local story, mourners starting to arrive at the public memorial service for the DeKalb County police officer who died when he encountered a gunman at the CDC earlier this month.
County officials say this morning's memorial service is a chance to reflect on the legacy of Officer David Rose and a chance for the public to pay their respects to his family. The service is being held at First Baptist Church, Atlanta in Dunwoody. Seating is first come, first served, and the county is encouraging everyone to arrive early to go through a security screening. Rose's family held a private funeral service on Sunday. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
CDC Director Susan Menares is among those who will be in attendance this morning.
He lost his life in protection of health and safety of others, and there is no greater calling than that. What they're going through now as a family it must be extraordinary.
The service is open to the public, but seating is limited and offered on a first-come basis. The FBI was at the Maryland home of former National Security Advisor John Bolton earlier this morning. Agents were seen speaking to a person on the porch, and at least 4 agents were seen going inside the home. This was a court-authorized search related to the possible retention of national security information. Bolton last served in government in 2019 when President Trump fired him during his first administration. New this morning, Gwinnett County's tax commissioner warns of unexpected delays in some property tax bills. The delays are blamed on sweeping legislative changes made by the General Assembly earlier this year, which are designed to bring more transparency to property tax processes. Gwinnett tax officials say the rollout has presented some logistical hurdles, especially for high-volume counties. The commissioner says the city of Grayson is the only city affected by the change. Residents there could see their bills delayed until mid-November. The rest of the county should receive bills by September 15th. Cherokee County and the city of Canton are partnering to start a land bank.
Called the Cherokee Regional Land Bank, it'll take control of tax-delinquent, vacant, unkept, and foreclosed properties and sell them to developers. An unpaid appointed board will decide what property to acquire and who to sell it to, but will not have power of eminent domain. Hopes are the bank will mean affordable housing, stabilize surrounding property values, and bring in more tax money. Holly Springs and Woodstock will soon consider whether to join that land bank. Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
The Cobb County School Board moves ahead with plans for a $4.6 million bus depot in Mableton after significant public outcry from nearby residents.
Community groups and area residents have said they're worried about the impact the new facility on Veterans Memorial Highway will have on traffic, property values, and the environment. But Cobb School Superintendent Chris Ragsdale says there's essentially nowhere else for them to put the depot.
We have looked at alternative locations, alternative land solutions, and I would say we have gone above and beyond normal due diligence.
It's expected to be complete by March. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
A House Oversight Committee is set to get its first batch of Jeffrey Epstein files today.
The Justice Department will deliver hundreds of pages from its investigation into the convicted sex offender and his longtime associate, Ghislaine Maxwell. Committee Chairman James Comer says the panel will release at least some of the files to the public.
Michael Wallace calls it a delicate balancing act for the committee as it answers calls for more transparency while also looking into possible links between Epstein and high-profile names, including President Trump. It is 9:33. It's time for a check of traffic and weather. Mike Shields, live in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
Hey, Graham, been watching a crash in Sandy Springs, Georgia 400 southbound, right at I-285. Spin in a right lane, a little slow as you leave Abernathy Road, but those delays are improving. Now, unusual delays outbound, 400 northbound as you approach McFarland Parkway. A crash has been working in at least one left lane. It looks like a crash clearing out the right lane, and finally now on the west side perimeter, 285 southbound, the outer loop south of Hollowell Parkway, exit 12. I'm Mike Shields, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Cloudy skies, humid, but not quite as hot today. High 84. A few hit-or-miss rain showers moving through later this afternoon into the evening hours.
74 degrees in Ackworth. We have 73 degrees in Beaufort and 74 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 9:34. More news at 10 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
If it's happening on the streets of Atlanta.
After suspect refuses to exit home on Summer Chase Drive.
If it's happening on the roads leading to Atlanta.
Looks to be a tanker truck crashed into the median on the JamCam.
95.5 WSB has you covered.
The major culprits are squeezing household budgets for auto insurance, gasoline, and utilities.
Your 24/7 news source. Tune in throughout the day to stay up to date.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's breaking news station.
FBI and local police are at Bolton's Bethesda, Maryland home this morning. The agency says it's
still to come. We'll continuously update the FBI raid at the former National Security Advisor's home. Plus, heads up, Walton County homeowners, you're about to get property tax shock. We'll give you the details next on the Mark Arum Show.
I've found your next go-to service team for Porsche, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Audi. It's Wolf Pen European Auto Repair in Roswell. Honest pricing with certified factory techs who won't run up the tab with repairs you don't need. See the difference when you search Wolf Pen Auto Repair.
The end of summer doesn't have to be the end of your fun. Your backyard can be your family's happy place all year long in a Bullfrog hot tub from Brown's Pools and Spas. Only Bullfrog offers the Jetpack Therapy system, allowing you to customize each seat to fit every body in your family. Shop our huge Labor Day sale with instant rebates up to $2,500 and special financing for 60 months. Hurry, offer ends September 3rd. Brown's Pools and Spas, celebrating 50 years of brownspools.com.
Attention men, does ED and PE have you down? Well, great news. Choice Men's Health has the latest breakthrough treatments that can get you up and running. Meet the specialist who is dedicated to helping you perform better than ever in the bedroom.
Hi, I'm Dr. Katz, Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Our custom treatment plans have a 98% success rate at improving ED and PE on your very first visit, even if Viagra and Cialis have failed. Regardless of your age and medical history, we are here and dedicated to help you regain your love life.
Don't wait. Call Choice Men's Health now. We are so confident we can help. For a limited time, we're offering to cover your first treatment for free. Call 404-400-1170. Call now to claim your free treatment. 404-400-1170. Results guaranteed on your first visit or it's free. 404-400-1170. Choice Men's Health, the only choice for your health.
This is the Duke's Country Song. It's a song about Duke's Mayo. Says here it's got twang. That sounds good. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
There is no other country in the world in which a man of my background could be even considered for an office such as the one to which I have been nominated.
52 years ago today, you heard that on WSB Radio. President Nixon nominated Henry Kissinger to be the Secretary of State. He replaced William Rogers, who had resigned. Kissinger, born in Germany, immigrated to the United States as a teenager, became a naturalized citizen at the age of 20. I believe, unless I'm wrong, I think he's still alive, Deborah. Henry Kissinger, let's see. Yeah, still alive. Born May 27th, 1923 in Firth, Germany. Oh, no, he died. He died in 2023 at age 100 in Kent, Connecticut, which is a lovely part of Connecticut. Anyway, that occurred 52 years ago today on WSB Radio. You heard it live. Henry Kissinger became the Secretary of State, maybe perhaps the most famous Secretary of State in modern times. Welcome back to the Mark Arum Show. He wasn't Secretary of State, but he was the National Security Advisor to President Trump, Ambassador to the United Nations. John Bolton, now a vocal critic of the president, had his Bethesda, Maryland home raided this morning by the FBI. Court permitted raid, so the FBI went to the courts. They got approval. Don't know what they're looking for, but we're heard it's concerning national security issues. So I don't know if Bolton had like classified documents in his house or what, but obviously a huge story we're going to follow throughout the day here on WSB Radio. A couple of local stories I want to update you on. I believe today, Deborah, is the funeral for slain Officer David Rose, who lost his life at the CDC 2 Fridays ago. Confirm that that's today?
Yes, the public memorial service for Officer Rose is going to be at 11 a.m. First Baptist Church on North Peachtree Road in Dunwoody, and yes, it is open to the public.
Did we find out if it was live streamed or not?
It will be live streamed.
Okay,
yes.
So maybe if you can send me a link or have Gnocchi send me a link, that way I'd love to get some audio from that as really the whole metro area pays their respects to Officer David Rose, died in the line of duty. The GoFundMe page is still up. At last check, they'd raised over $500,000 for his family. Officer Rose served in the Marines, survived by his pregnant wife and 2 children. So can you imagine what they're dealing with right now? If you can, just go to my Twitter page or Facebook account. You'll see the link for the GoFundMe there. Verified link, and your money will help the Rose family. All right, so 11 a.m. funeral. I will try to bring you some of that here, at least in the 11 o'clock hour of the show. One other local story that kind of jumped out to me, Deborah, as I mentioned yesterday on the show, I got my property tax bill in DeKalb County, and I just slid it to Maya at the dinner table, and she slid it right back. But I guess I'm lucky I don't live in Walton County. God's country, by the way. I've got friends that live in Walton County. It's beautiful, but holy smokes, property taxes in Walton County going up by how much?
County commissioners voted to raise property taxes in Walton County by almost 20%, which is a lot. That can be anywhere from $200 to $2,000, depending on what neighborhood you live in. Residents were protesting. They want to revote. Some are worried it's going to make them homeless. And they said this money is going to go help public funding for public safety. They built a new jail, and they need to cover the staffing needs.
Now, a 20% increase is huge, right? Anything that increases 20%, like you're a double cheeseburger at McDonald's, if they increase it by 20%, you're like, whoa, hold up, Ronald. What are you doing here? But a property tax, now I would need to know the baseline level, though, what property taxes have been in Walton County. Now, I know it's a burgeoning area, still very rural area, beautiful area, but there's been a ton of development in Walton County. So maybe their property taxes were like really, really were minuscule because it was all farmland, and now because of the development, they have to increase it. But just on the face of the story, 20%, I don't know what I would do if DeKalb was like, hey, 20% increase in your property tax. That, I don't know if I'd be homeless, but I'd be, having to cut back on.
Well, some people moved out there because it was cheaper to live, closer to the city. And then all of a sudden, all these years later, or however, many years later, it's a huge increase to them, and they just can't afford it.
Yeah, and they keep developing too. One of my friends, they just built them a new house, like new construction on what was just woods, 5 years ago, and you're seeing all these developments there. But I'm going to try to get some more information on that because. If the Walton County property tax was really low compared to its neighbors, maybe 20% isn't a game changer, but just on its face, 20% seems like a big, big increase. All right, yesterday on the show, we dabbled in the Cracker Barrel change of their logo and the blowback. Continue our coverage this morning. Our good buddy correspondent Rory O'Neill. Rory, I talked about it briefly yesterday, but can you really drill down and tell me why Cracker Barrel is catching so much shrapnel on social media for changing their logo?
Well, it's the accusation or the suggestion online is that Cracker Barrel is going woke, and that it's it didn't learn from Bud Light and it didn't learn from Target, and here's another company going woke again. Cracker Barrel is just saying, hey, wait a minute, we're 55 years old, we're doing a bit of a refresh to our restaurants. The logo. The lettering in the logo isn't changing. Pardon my French here, but essentially what they got rid of was the cracker and the barrel in the logo, but they kept the words Cracker Barrel. So, yeah, Uncle Herschel, they say, may not be on the logo, but he's still there in the restaurants, in the spirit there, and in the food. But I think this is just a personal opinion as someone who's been in this sort of field for a while. I think that as a logo, it may not work very well on TV because it's a little cluttered at that left-hand side with those hand-drawn images. And I think that they're just trying to clean up the logo for more advertising that they plan to launch with the company's 55th birthday.
Interesting. Yeah, the graphics technology has advanced quite a bit in the last 55 years to clean up that logo. My initial reaction was, I work at a radio station that's 103 years old, and we have changed our logo in my time here like 4 or 5 times, and we weren't accused of going woke or losing our focus. And I know other big companies have changed their logo. I thought it was odd that this one jumped out.
Well, right, but you also had people like Don Trump Jr. Tweeting about it, and that sort of set that whole part of the web on fire. But look, it's not just the logo, right? Inside Cracker Barrels, has yours been remodeled? If you haven't been to one that has been, it's they took a lot of the stuff off the walls, not all of it, but a lot. It's trimmed down. They opened. It's a bit more open, but they did put some sound dampening technology in the roof to sort of bring down the noise. Changed the lighting in the country store part up front. The menu is mostly the same, so all the favorites are still there. But they're trying to do sort of a refresh of the brand. Which, look, you've got to try to attract 25-year-olds. Can't be old people like you showing up for dinner at 4:00. That's not going to help out long term.
Correspondent Rory O'Neill joining us. Yeah, there are fewer tchotchkes on the wall, as I like to say, at Cracker Barrel. But as long as they don't change the recipe to the hash brown casserole, I'm fine with it. What about Target? Target's CEO stepped out. Is this a similar type of situation where they're facing some backlash?
Well, it is. Earlier Target had already faced concerns about their DEI program. They already announced they were stepping back from that. Remember a couple of years ago, all the Pride stuff they were doing, they were putting that front and center in stores, and parents were turned off by that. The CEO who was in charge for the last decade or so, he's stepping down. And the new guy coming in actually started as an intern at the company in Minneapolis. So he's trying to get the store chain back on a more on a path to more profitability because they've really fallen behind competitors like Walmart and Costco these past few years. Some say it's because of the woke ideology at Target. It's turned off a lot of people. But, there are other, all retail is suffering right now, and Target, though, in particular.
Yeah, I saw that the CEO was blaming, impact on tariffs. But I also think, there was a pretty big nationwide boycott when they got rid of their DEI policies. And I'm sure that has factored into the bottom line of Target as well.
Right. I think what they're trying to do is just get away from politics and get back to, finding good products people want to buy. So I think that's going to be sort of head down. Let's just do what we do that got us so successful 7 and 8 years ago, and how they seem to have lost their way.
Well, they keep stocking baseball cards. I'm going to still keep going back to Target, if you will. Rory, great stuff as always. Have a great weekend, my friend.
Baseball cards and hash brown casserole. You're a simple, simple man.
Indeed. It's two big businesses, right? Target, obviously, a lot bigger than Cracker Barrel. But I think two reasons why they are failing. But I think one should be held culpable and one maybe not. I know that's convoluted, but I'm going to break down what's going on with Cracker Barrel and what's going on with Target after a quick break. And a check of the Friday morning Rive. Any current hotspots, Mr. Mike Shields?
Yeah, road work really impacting you now, Mark, as you make your way out of Kennesaw, or out of Ackworth into Kennesaw, 75 southbound, just past Way Green Road, exit 273. Right lane's blocked and already slow as you leave Highway 92. The road work should last throughout the day. Road work also impacting you in DeKalb County, 20 eastbound past Weston Chapel Road, exit 68. That's in a right lane. The support is brought to you by Aleve. Traffic and body pain can slow you down, but don't let the pain stop you. It's just one pill. Aleve provides up to 12 hours of pain relief so you can get moving. Use as directed. I'm Mike Schultz, 95.5 WSB.
It doesn't have to be like this.
You don't have to put up with it.
Shutting down the ramp from 285 east.
You don't have to sit in it.
It takes almost 30 minutes to go 400 south.
And you don't have to look at your phone to get out of it.
It is Atlanta traffic, and getting you out of it is what we do best.
We had a lot going on this morning through Henry County.
Updated traffic as often as you need it from local traffic reporters 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
It's a jackknife tractor trailer.
Triple team traffic.
95.5 WSB.
How Atlanta gets there.
Can you remember the last time you turned on the shower and all you got was cold water? Hopefully you don't have a fresh memory of that. Hey, it's Mark Aram. I want you to check out my friends at Reliable Heating and Air. Great new deal on a new water heater. Check it out, guys. Only $29.99 a month and no payments for 3 whole months. No credit check and an unbeatable lifetime warranty. Or you want to go tankless? It's only $59.99 a month and you can enjoy endless hot water. Think about those long, hot showers in the cold, cold winter. Their new water heater installations come with their 100% satisfaction guarantee, same-day water heater installation guaranteed, or they pay you $300. And with their Comfort as a Service program, you get lifetime repair and maintenance, no additional charges ever, no money down, and just easy monthly payments. So new water heater, $29.99 a month, or tankless, $59.99 a month. Amazing deal. Amazing hot water, amazing service. Go online to reliableair.com.
This is Scott Slade with how a short phone call can change your life for the better. Take a few minutes and call MyLend and see if there's a way to put money in your pocket every month. There's so many options with MyLend. Here's an example. One of my friends at MyLend is looking at a reverse mortgage for his mom, who's 82. She's currently in a house that's paid for and too much to take care of by herself. So they're considering a reverse mortgage by selling her current house, then buying a smaller one by only putting 50% down and then putting the other 50% in her bank account, essentially trading homes and putting a couple of $100,000 in her pocket. If you or your parents have a similar situation, call MyLend, where the guys and gals there will put together a plan that's just right for you with no obligation. Call 770-817-2000. That's 770-817-2000. Online, it's mylend.com. Spell it M-I-L-E-N-D. NMLS and Georgia Residential Mortgage Licensee 148769, located at 8995 West Side Parkway, Alpharetta, Georgia 30009. MyLand is an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a slip that ends in a slip disc, a trick knee that's holding you back, or shoulder pain hurting your game, you can count on Northside Hospital Orthopedics. With leading care in Georgia at convenient locations all across the state, we're here to get you back on your feet, no matter what comes your way. Because Georgia moves us, and we keep Georgia moving. Find a provider near you at northside.com/ortho. That's northside.com/ORTHO.
Avoid the stress of listing your home on the market and sell your home fast for all cash with a guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. Don't worry about repainting your scuffed up walls or fixing your leaky faucet. Mark Spain Real Estate's guaranteed offer allows you to bypass the market, receive an all cash offer, and close in as little as 21 days. There are no showings, no open houses, and no costly repairs. Mark Spain Real Estate makes selling your home stress-free. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But what if you could get both? Why not? Especially when it comes to health care, and that is Medi-Share. You get both. Many families save $500 a month with Medi-Share, and that's huge, but it's also true that people wind up way more satisfied, too. And we know this from research of members. There's a lot they like about Medi-Share, but especially they love being part of something they believe in. And Medi-Share works, too. It has for more than 30 years. There are hundreds of thousands of members who love having telehealth if they need it. They love the huge PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or you're part of the gig economy or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price in 2 minutes. Here's the number. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Don't pick up the phone. You know he's only calling because he's drunk and alone. 2,
I thought that was Gnocchi's ringtone for a second. No, that's our rejoin music. Singer Dua Lipa turns 30 years old. I know the name. I don't know the song.
You probably know some of her other songs.
All right. I really thought that was Gnocchi's cell phone ringtone to Dua Lipa. Anyway, welcome back to the Mark Arum Show. All right, so I want to break down the Target and Cracker Barrel stories because I firmly believe that these two stories will be taught in business school moving forward. It's how two companies adapted poorly, some might say, to change. I'm going to start with the Cracker Barrel story. Now, this all began a couple of years ago, and we heard Rory mention it, the remodel of the Cracker Barrel, right? They moved some menu items. They've kind of, there was a purpose behind that because sales were lagging. It had the reputation of being an old person's restaurant. For example, my parents, where I grew up, there were no Cracker Barrels, but my parents discovered them when they would drive south as snowbirds down to Florida, and my mom and dad loved them. So for, I don't know, Deborah, like 10 or 12 years, that's all I'd get them for birthdays and Hanukkah gifts were Cracker Barrel gift cards. So they could use them. But it's had that reputation of being an older person restaurant, and sales were declining. Now, a lot of that might be because the service was slow, but I think the younger generation, aside from Vinny, who was a stan, a big fan of, I think younger generations were like, what? No, Cracker Barrel. What is, there's games on the table. There's crap hanging on the wall. I think they made a correct decision, be like, all right, we've got to increase our reach. And I think that was part of the redesign, which I think was a smart thing to do. Otherwise, you're going to go out of business. Once the boomers and the Gen Xers are done, there's no one else coming into Cracker Barrel. So I think that was a smart move. Now, how they changed the logo, getting rid of the cracker and the barrel, as Rory said. I mean, they basically kept the same colors and the same font on the thing. I guess that's why they're getting criticism. But I mentioned in there that WSB Radio, we're 103 years old, maybe even 104 now. So I went through the logo history of WSB Radio. Deborah, in our 103-year history, we've had a minimum of 13 different logos.
Okay.
Now, I can only go back and find one pre-1945. I don't know what we had in 1922 or 28 or, but at least we've had at least 13 logos. In my 28-year career at WSB Radio, we've had 6 different logos. 6 of them. And I don't think, old school fans of WSB are like, why are you changing the logo, you woke sons of biscuits? I mean, it's just we've changed for the time because radio has changed. And of course, the addition of the FM signal, we changed our logo in 2010. And since then, we've had 3 different versions of the logo. But just in my career, there's been 6 different logo changes. Longoria, what do you think is the most famous corporate logo in the world?
Ooh, I'd have to guess Coca-Cola.
Really? I agree with you. I don't know if that's.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna. Fist bump. I mean, Coca-Cola is a worldwide brand.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola was founded a little bit before WSB Radio, not too far. 1886 to 2025. They have had 12 different logos. Now, some might say Coke's going woke. I don't know, but the changes of logos is a thing. The Atlanta Braves, the Georgia Bulldogs have changed the Bulldog logo. Now, I mean, we're the home of the dogs, love the dogs, but I like the old logo a little bit better. But I'm not going to boycott Sanford Stadium because, bring back the old UGA. The new UGA that's just part of. So I think that Cracker Barrel tried to do the right thing, and it's not working well. They just want to get younger customers coming in. Target is a whole different story. They've fumbled this thing for a long time. First of all, they were canceled by conservatives because they started doing the multi-gender bathroom thing, right? That caused a boycott, and then they were selling I always mess this up.
LGBTQIA+.
Thank you, Deborah. They were selling like shirts and stuff, so they were canceled by conservatives. They lost a lot of conservatives. So what does Target do? They say, well, we only have liberals shopping now at Target. So what are we going to do? Let's alienate the liberals and get rid of our DEI program. And we had this nationwide boycott, and they lost like 7 to 10% of foot traffic once they got rid of the DEI. So at that point, I mean, again, I think this is going to be taught in business classes for years to come. Should Target have apologized to Republicans and conservatives, get them back in, or should they have embraced liberals and Democrats and say, yeah, we're your store? If you want to take that route, you don't get rid of DEI. You increase DEI. Either way, they've lost everybody now. They've lost everybody, except for me to buy baseball cards. When did I go there? Oh, I went there yesterday. I had to buy Celsius for Jennifer Perry, whose final morning. She's staying at WSB. She's just transferring to. So I got her a case of Celsius, and I hope it's the one that has alcohol in it, like the mislabeled one. That's my hope. But I think two interesting marketing case studies there that will be studied for a long time. Cracker Barrel and Target. Do people even call that anymore? Are they so boycotted that you don't even refer to them as Target? I don't know. We got news, weather, and traffic in 3. We'll come back. We'll update our breaking news. John Bolton's home raided by the FBI. Details next on The Mark Arum Show.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
We're in the dog days of summer, and I have news to help you stay cool. Ashley Frasca here to share that Ragsdale is extending their biggest specials of the summer off a brand new Carrier home comfort system that comes with Ragsdale's trusted 15-year parts and labor warranty. Ragsdale has HVAC, plumbing, electrical, and insulation all under one roof. So whether it's for a leaky faucet or blown-in insulation, Ragsdale takes care of my home, and they will yours too. For great, friendly service, visit RagsdaleAir.com or give them a call. Ragsdale, the name I know you can trust.
It's the hardest working part of your home, your garage door. When it fails, you need someone you can trust. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. When the largest and most important opening of your home breaks, don't hire a schmo. Call the local name you know, All Four Seasons. Ask your neighbors. We offer upfront pricing, free estimates on all major brands, and 24/7 service. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
Summer's a time to feel and look your best, but I'm not talking about your abs or your tan. Hey guys, it's Mark Arum here. I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning during Advanced Hair's once yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day, and they guarantee your new hair will grow. There's absolutely no one in hair restoration I trust more than Advanced Hair. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar. Advanced Hair summer sales event on for a limited time, so get the details and schedule your free consultation today. 470-660-HAIR. One-day treatment, life-changing results. With Advanced Hair, your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and take advantage of their best offer ever. That's 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com. 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 10 o'clock, I'm Austin Eller. This news brought to you by TE Certified Electrical, Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Our top local story, a public memorial service gets underway next hour for the DeKalb police officer killed while confronting the gunman outside the CDC.
County officials say this morning's memorial service is a chance to reflect on the legacy of Officer David Rose and a chance for the public to pay their respects to his family. The service is being held at First Baptist Church, Atlanta in Dunwoody. Seating is first come, first served, and the county is encouraging everyone to arrive early to go through a security screening. Rose's family held a private funeral service on Sunday. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
It is 75 degrees right now in Midtown Atlanta. Cloudy, scattered showers around throughout the day. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards will have Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. A massive expansion is coming to a bathroom fixtures manufacturing facility in Clayton County. Toto says the $224 million expansion in Morrow will be its most advanced U.S. factory yet. It'll use AI-powered robotics for enhanced manufacturing, and the Clayton County Development Authority expects it to have a $43 million benefit to the county each year. The Cobb County School Board approves a controversial plan to build a bus depot in Mableton.
The $4.6 million project will be built on Veterans Memorial Highway near Glore Drive. Superintendent Chris Ragsdale says this is the best possible location.
It's not like, we took a map of Cobb County and threw a dart at it and said, okay, that's where we need a bus depot.
Residents and community groups have cited concerns over the potential impact to traffic and property values. The board voted 4-3. It has a slated completion date of March of 2026. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
Happening this morning, federal agents are seen searching the home of President Trump's former national security advisor, John Bolton.
Sources familiar with the matter tell ABC News the search of John Bolton's house in Maryland, just outside Washington, D.C., and being carried out by the FBI, is related to allegations that Bolton is in possession of classified records.
Karen Travers reports it's not immediately clear what sensitive records investigators believe Bolton could have. The chair of the Federal Reserve speaks today in Wyoming, and investors will have a close eye on any plans for an interest rate cut. Jerome Powell recently said the central bank will make decisions based on the incoming data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risks. President Trump has actively called on Powell to cut rates, and investors are expecting the Fed to move forward with rate cuts next month. Israel's rejecting a report by a global hunger monitor that says famine has hit the densely populated northern Gaza Strip.
The report by a group called the IPC about famine in northern Gaza said that more than 500,000 Palestinians in Gaza, nearly a quarter of Gaza's population, is experiencing famine.
Linda Gradstein reports the Israeli military calls the report biased. They also say there's been an increase in aid delivered in the past few weeks. Lyle Menendez faces a parole board today in California, just a day after his brother Eric is denied release. The two have been behind bars for nearly 3 decades for the 1989 murder of their parents.
He'll have a different panel, so the chances are different. There are, a lot of things that are similar with these brothers. Something that could be another issue for Lyle is he was a bit older. He was already 21. He was in college. And a question they asked Eric is, why didn't you just leave home? Lyle was already out of the house.
Katrina Kaufman reports Eric's hearing lasted nearly 10 hours. Eric can try again for parole in 3 years. It is 10:03. The Mark Aram Show continues in less than 2 minutes. But first, live team coverage of traffic and weather. Andrew Seco is live in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
Watching the brake lights as you head towards Kennesaw State University. Got some road work to clear a pothole out of the right lane. 75 south is at Wade Green Road, exit 273. That back door taking you all the way towards Glade Road. You may want to hop on Highway 41. That'll be a good alternate. Save you a little bit of time this morning. Brake lights out of Duluth. 85 south packing in, leaving Highway 316, letting you go just south of Indian Trail Road, exit 101. About 13 minutes in your ride, approaching 285. Road work in the right lane, doing some work on the brush off to the shoulder. Highway 78 westbound at Mountain Industrial Boulevard, and a little bit of brake lights on the connector north. 7585 northbound packing in, leaving University Avenue up towards Freedom Parkway. Andrew Seco, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Cloudy skies, not quite as hot, but still humid, high 84. A few hit or miss rain showers through the course this afternoon and evening. Lows tonight in the low 70s. Tomorrow and Sunday, mostly cloudy skies with off and on rain showers, highs in the low 80s.
Right now it is 75 degrees in Sandy Springs, also 75 in College Park, and 74 degrees in Midtown Atlanta. More news at 10:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome back to the show, and a good Friday morning to you. Mark Aram here, you there. It's 10:05, 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. This is the Mark Aram Show, live Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to noon on 95.5 WSB. The extended fam with us today. Deborah, executive producer of the program. Longoria, the stoic Eskimo on the other side of the takeout window. Lil Gnocchi, filling in for Vinny Drip, will screen your calls. Speaking of Gnocchi, Deborah, I don't know if you're aware that I made a Gnocchi fan Instagram account 2 days ago.
Are there butterflies on it?
It's called SUP, S-U-P, like, what's up, Gnocchi Daily. So every day when I leave the station, Gnocchi goes, he runs the board for the Eric Erickson Network, and I just take a short little video and say, what's up to Gnocchi? And I want everyone to follow it. It's SUP Gnocchi Daily. There's a link in my Instagram story. But Deborah, please follow SUP Gnocchi Daily. We're going to make this kid viral. and give everyone. We're going to give the world butterflies, Deborah.
I was about to say, nice touch
with the butterflies.
Yeah.
So give it a follow, please. Sup Nyoki Daily on Instagram. All right, coming up in just a couple minutes, we're going to go back live to D.C., get the latest on redistricting, which is now spreading like wildfire. California now going to get in the redistricting game. Political analyst Bill Crane's going to join us live at 10:35. The big breaking news this morning, though, federal agents searching the home of former Trump National Security Advisor John Bolton this morning. Sources familiar with the matter say the FBI operation is related to allegations that Bolton is in possession of classified records. Sound familiar? ABC News chief Washington correspondent Jonathan Karl has more.
While the search was underway, FBI Director Kash Patel posted on social media, "No one is above the law. FBI agents are on a mission." Now, some people would say that mission is retribution. Bolton had become a prominent critic of President Trump. The administration had already stripped him of his security detail despite an ongoing threat from Iran.
Now, this classified documents, again, unconfirmed, but if that is the case, right, that was Mar-a-Lago. We had former President Biden, when he was vice president, apparently storing classified materials in his garage. So it wouldn't surprise me if this is related to classified materials. Any new developments on that story, we're going to bring it to you live. Quick, I guess this is a follow-up to the Cracker Barrel logo controversy that we discussed yesterday and last segment. I don't know if this is causing controversy, but when you think about football legacies, right? College football legacies, obviously I defer to the Dogs, but Notre Dame's got to be one of the most legendary football programs of all time. Notre Dame now changing their logo, Deborah.
Yeah, just like Cracker Barrel, Notre Dame is following in their footsteps. They've updated their logo. Now, since its debut in 1964, the Fighting Irish always kind of had this kind of angry-looking leprechaun, if you will, right? And he had both fists up in the air like he was ready to take on a fight. That's the logo that I think of when I think of Notre Dame. Well, they've recently updated that. This new logo, it's the same leprechaun with that same look on his face. It's a little bit cleaner design, but now his fists are pointing down, and he's holding a football as he's running forward.
Yeah, I mean, I just Google searched the new logo, and I didn't even notice a change until you pointed out, his fists are, I mean, it's the same angry guy.
Yeah.
But his fists are pointed down, and now he's got a football tucked in his left arm. So who knows what people are going to get upset about now. I have no idea, but to me, that's a benign change right there. A little angry guy.
It's only going to be used for the football team, too, because obviously other sports don't have football.
Oh, that's right, yeah. So on, lacrosse, there won't be a lacrosse stick in the
I don't know. It doesn't
leprechaun.
say. It just says it'll only be used for football.
All right. So we'll see. We'll wait and see if Notre Dame catches shrapnel. One quick local story, Deborah. This is sad for me because I grew up in a mill community in Connecticut. Georgia paper mills are shutting down.
Yeah, International Paper Company is going to close 2 mills here in Georgia. One of them is in Savannah, and the company itself is based out of Memphis, but they're going to stop making cardboard in Savannah and Riceboro by the end of September. So really quickly, they're talking about laying off about 800 people in Savannah, another 300 in Riceboro, and they're shifting everything to a mill in Alabama, and they say that is to increase sales and simplify operations.
All right, so maybe the mill workers will still keep their jobs. They'll just be transferred. It's again, I grew up in a mill town. Once those mills shut down, man, the town just goes down the drain because you lose all of those jobs. So 2 Georgia paper mill plants are closing, but hopefully they will be repopulated in the Alabama plant. All right, now, as promised, heading back to the nation's capital, joining us live from CBS News, our friend Nicole Killion. Nicole, good morning. As always, thanks for your time.
Sure, my pleasure.
So much in the news today. I've been, I don't want to say neglectful because I'm trying to keep up with the redistricting stories out of Texas. And now we've got to go out west to California. California jumping in the redistricting game. Let's start there.
Yeah, that's right. So we saw late yesterday the California State Assembly move forward in passing basically a constitutional amendment that allows the state to put this issue on the ballot for voters. Keep in mind, in California, they have an independent commission that typically draws their congressional maps, but because of this kind of tit-for-tat action that we have seen as of late between the states of Texas and California, California is now putting this issue to voters, and so there will be something on the ballot this November in California asking voters whether or not they approve approve the state moving forward with a newly redrawn map that state legislators would draw as opposed to this independent commission. So that's basically what California is asking its voters for. But we saw yesterday Governor Gavin Newsom sign this measure into law, officially preparing to put it on the ballot in November.
So it's good, Nicole, it's going to be up to the voters in California to decide whether or not there's redistricting in California or not.
Correct. And so that's a little different than the process that we're seeing play out in Texas, where we are still awaiting a vote in the state Senate there on newly redrawn maps that could net Republicans an additional 5 seats. So we saw the House pass this new map earlier this week, which was significant because that was after we saw House Democrats in the state of Texas flee the state. And so once they came back, the governor called a second special session. The maps passed in the House. Now we expect that they will pass in the Senate, but that will basically change districts in the state of Texas once this bill is passed. So that issue will not go to the voters in Texas, whereas it will in the state of California.
Is that the only difference between what's going on in California and Texas, the fact that California voters will have a say and Texas voters will not?
Well, right, and that kind of throws the process in doubt a little bit, but also, the makeup of the districts is different, right? In Texas, as I mentioned, we would see about 5 Republican seats likely come out of this new map based on how the districts are redrawn, and so that is why California acted, because they want to counter Texas, and so the maps that they are proposing would make some safe Republican seats lean Democrat or become more competitive. So from that standpoint, the hope is that, at least on the part of California Democrats, is that this would cancel out anything that Texas potentially passes. But this is really, as I mentioned earlier, kind of spark this tit-for-tat battle, because now we are hearing other states may consider redrawing their congressional maps, including Indiana, Missouri, possibly Florida. In fact, I believe there are some members of Indiana state legislature that could meet at the White House at some point next week. So this is an issue that is far from over.
Nicole Killian, CBS News, joining us live in D.C. here on the Mark Arum Show. Is all of this legal? I was under the impression that redistricting, gerrymandering, if you will, only can occur after we get new census data, and we didn't just get new census data.
Well, that's right. And so, that is part of the issue, too. And so I would expect, and there have already been threats of lawsuits to whatever Texas passes. We know Republicans in the state of California have threatened legal action as well to try to stop the state from moving forward with new maps. And you also have some members of Congress as well, Kevin Kiley out of California being one of them, who is proposing legislation that would prevent states from redistricting mid-decade, because, yes, typically census data is used in this process, but we have really seen a lot of this kind of thrown out of the window. This all kind of started with a request from the president to the state of Texas to move forward with a new map once it became clear that Texas would likely call a special session earlier this summer. And so that's kind of where this controversy started. Obviously, the issue of congressional maps remains a very heated one. There is a case coming before the Supreme Court a bit later this year involving the state of Louisiana. So this continues to be an ongoing battle.
And the intent, I'm assuming, Nicole, is all eyes on the midterms in 2026, right? Who is going to get control of the House? Will the Republicans hold their slim majority, or will the Democrats take control? That leads me to my final question. So voters in California will vote this November. If they approve this, then we could see a change in redistricting before the November 2026 midterms.
Yeah, that is correct. Again, whatever Texas does, they will have a new map, assuming their Senate passes this bill today. As you mentioned, California will still have to vote on a map. And again, that's assuming there's no litigation that kind of stops the process. So that is why we're seeing potentially other states also try to get in on this. But it does have very high stakes for next year's midterms already. There is a very slim margin in Congress. The Republicans obviously control both chambers, but there is a very heated battle, of course, as we head towards 2026. And so that is the concern that some congressional Democrats have, as they feel that Republicans are trying to append things and, to try to change the outcome of the election in their favor. Republicans, for their point, believe that, hey, there are a lot of districts out there that they believe are already heavily gerrymandered, so they just say that this is in response to that. So I think, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to continue to see this back and forth play out all the way through next November.
Nicole Killian, CBS News. Nicole, great stuff as always. Thanks so much for your time.
You bet.
Yeah, Deborah, I called it. I said once Texas started doing it, that's the first domino. California, I'm 99% sure New York's going to jump in on this now because, the Republicans seized the House of Congress because of 5 Republican Congress people, men and women, that were elected in New York and in previously Democratic areas. So now New York's going to, I don't think we're going to see anything here in Georgia. I don't think there's any seats that could be gained and lost with any further redistricting or gerrymandering. But it's the first, I knew Texas. Once Texas started doing it, I was like, oh, here we go. Here we go. We'll see. It's going to be a race to see who can get the most gerrymandering done before the all-important 2026 midterm. Speaking of the election in 2026, coming up at 10:35, political analyst Bill Crane is going to join us live talking Georgia politics. Right now, though, we have to talk Georgia roadways, specifically the interstate system in Metro Atlanta. Hello and good morning, Andrew Seco.
Good morning, Mark. Seen some delays as you leave Duluth, 85 south. You're packing in, leaving Highway 316. Then you're on and off the brake pedal on your way to Jimmy Carter Boulevard, exit 99. About 8 extra minutes in your ride. Nothing to write home about, though. Just a quick tap of the brakes through here. Northbound on the connector, 75, 85. Got some brake lights leaving I-20 on your way up towards Freedom Parkway. Got a right lane blocked as they're working on the brush off to the shoulder. Highway 78 eastbound at Mountain Industrial Boulevard, exit number 4. And some brake lights in and out of Lithia Springs. More in I-20 eastbound, starting to pack in, leaving the theme park, and then it lets you go as soon as you get towards 285, exit 51. This report sponsored by the Georgia Aquarium this summer. Experience bioluminescence and all things light during glow nights at Georgia Aquarium. Save $10 after 4 p.m. Just visit georgiaaquarium.org. Andrew Seco, 95.5 WSB.
When you need to know.
The story is developing in Atlanta.
When you want to know.
Severe weather is on its way.
When you have to know.
We'll alert you as soon as this closure clears.
Get notifications
From your source for news.
Get the WSB radio app.
Download it from your app store today.
Hey, it's Belinda for the board-certified plastic surgeons at Marietta Plastic Surgery. They have a very exciting program that might be the perfect fit for you. Introducing the Aesthetic Vault, a curated members-only program for those that prioritize elevated self-care and personalized beauty. Enjoy exclusive perks, preferred pricing, and the freedom to apply your monthly bank towards the treatment you love, all for $149 per month. As a member, you'll receive 10% off med spa services and retail products, a complimentary consultation, skin analysis, and either a dermaplane or peel every year. Be among the first 100 members to lock in a lifetime monthly rate of $129. But you must call Marietta Plastic Surgery. Call 770-425-7575. That's 770-425-7575. Or visit MariettaPlasticSurgery.com. Terms and conditions may apply.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS for Kids.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Better prices, better views. Window comfort, meant just for you. Window comfort.
Don't be fooled by the big box brands. Window Comfort's exclusive window line is custom built for Georgia weather, installed by in-house pros, and guaranteed never to fog. With factory direct pricing, it's affordable for everyone. Go to windowcomfort.com for real quality that lasts.
Better prices, better views. Window comfort, meant just for you. Window comfort.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, every week on the show, we offer folks something we call the Portfolio X-Ray I was hoping you could walk us through that process and tell us why the information it uncovers is so powerful.
Yeah, so the reason we love doing the portfolio x-ray for you is we do that behind the scenes. Everybody's extremely busy. Nobody wants to waste time in traffic. If you call in, we will ask you for some information via the phone. Once you've given us that information, we go to work and we put all the hours in developing the report. And I commit this to you. The portfolio x-ray is eye-opening. At least 90+% of the time, we can find 2 or 3 golden nuggets in there that you were not aware of that we can either change in your current portfolio mix for you. It's called a 401k optimizer. Or if we manage the assets for you, we certainly can recommend how to diversify away from some of the troubling points that are exposed during the portfolio x-ray. Once we've got that, then we'll have you in for your initial consultation. We will present the portfolio x-ray to you and walk you through the high points of it. And that's a document that you get to take with you. It's like getting a financial physical. So how many of you avoided going to the doctor for the annual physical last year? You do the same thing with your financial life. You ignore it. You keep pumping money into your 401k. You hope that it's going well, and I can tell you that hope is not a good investment or financial planning strategy. You need to know. So if you want to know, call us.
The Portfolio X-ray is complimentary. Give Hoffman Financial Group a call to schedule yours today. 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
You know, I've had listeners, coworkers, friends come up and ask me, hey, Aram, what makes advanced hair restoration different? Well, allow me to share, along with some details on, get this, their once-a-year summer savings event. First off, Advanced Hair stands by the results, and their before and afters are second to none. With Advanced Hair, your own natural hair guaranteed to grow. Secondly, Advanced Hair combines top-rated physicians with modern technology, creating a concierge-quality experience that's hard to find elsewhere. Finally, Advanced Hair's Advanced FUE begins regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. Quick, simple, and easy. Now, if you have a flexible schedule this summer and you've been waiting for the savings special opportunity, it's here, friends. Advanced Hair Summer Savings Event will get you the most hair for your dollar. It's their best offer ever. For details and to schedule your free consultation, call 770-660-HAIR. One-day treatment, life-changing results. Your new hair guaranteed to grow. 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com. 1023 on the Mark Aram Show, monitoring the big story. A former national security advisor and ambassador to the UN, John Bolton house raided by the FBI this morning in Bethesda, Maryland. Bolton was not at home. President Trump speaking to reporters, I believe he's just now talking about that situation.
When I hired him, he served a good purpose because, as you know, he was one of the people that forced Bush to do the ridiculous bombings in the Middle East. Bolton, he wants to always kill people, and he's very bad at what he does, but he worked out great for me because every time he doesn't talk, he's like a very quiet person, except on television. If he could say something bad about Trump, he'll always do that, but he really doesn't talk, he's quiet. And I'd walk into a room with him with a foreign country, and the foreign country would give me everything because they said, oh no, they're going to get blown up because John Bolton's there. He's not a smart guy, but he could be a very unpatriotic guy. I mean, we're going to find out. I know nothing about it. I just saw it this morning. They did a raid.
Do you expect the DOJ to brief you on this?
Yeah, they'll brief me, probably today sometime.
And the Foreign Minister...
I tell Pam and I tell the group, I don't want to know about it. Just, you have to do what you have to do. I don't want to know about it. It's not necessary. I could know about it. I could be the one starting it. I'm actually the chief law enforcement officer, but I feel that it's better this way.
Foreign Minister Lavrov said no meeting is planned right now between Putin and Zelensky. Absent that meeting, what
All right, so those
steps?
are his comments on the raid of John Bolton's house this morning in Bethesda, Maryland. Any new information? You heard what he said there. Obviously, they are not fans of each other, and I believe this is probably going to stem from the book that Bolton wrote once he left the Trump administration. Was it Inside the Room, maybe? I don't know. I didn't read the book, so I'm not well versed on it. But I remember when that book came out, President Trump said back in 2020 that Bolton should face charges for some of the stuff he revealed in that book, whether there's classified information or privileged information. But obviously a really big story there. Bolton was not home. I don't know if he's going to be arrested or they're just going to get evidence out of the house, but obviously a big story. We will go to Bethesda, Maryland. A couple of reporters there outside Bolton's house as the FBI continues the search. But politically, what does this mean? Ironically, coincidentally, Political Analyst Bill Crane is going to join us live coming up after the news at 10:30. And I think I have a second now, Deborah. Do I have the official ability to remind folks what starts next Monday again?
Absolutely.
What
yes,
is it,
go ahead.
Deborah?
It is the 5K a day bonus blitz.
Yeah, coming back next Monday, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chances for you to win $1,000 starting Monday here on 95.5 WSB. The triumphant return of the 5K a day bonus blitz. News, weather, and traffic in 3. When we come back, all things politics. Political analyst Bill Crane live on the Mark Arum Show. Social media is at Mark Arum and at Sup Nyoki Daily. We'll be right back.
Save on best of season produce at Whole Foods Market. Get organic yellow peaches or nectarines for $2.99 per pound with Prime through August 26th. Enjoy the sweetest and juiciest fruit of the summer. While supplies last, shop in-store or online. Terms apply.
It's time to renovate your home and you've got designs in your head, but will they pass code? Hire Sketchhouse Architects before you call a builder to make sure your design is up to code and zoning compliant. Hi, I'm Richard Taylor, architect at Sketchhouse. We're going to make this easy to get your ideas on paper, and Sketchhouse will connect you with multiple builders to bid on your job through the Sketchhouse Builders Network. You're going to save thousands of dollars with Sketchhouse Architects. We're going to make this easy for you. Go to sketchhouse.com. That's sketch, H-A-U-S, sketchhouse.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-2798.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-2798. That's 800-575-2798.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 10:30, I'm Austin Eller. This news brought to you by Metro Atlanta Amco dealers. Our top local story: guests begin to arrive at the public memorial service for DeKalb County Police Officer David Rose, killed while responding to this month's shooting at the CDC. That gets underway in about 30 minutes, and the CDC director, Susan Menares, says he deserves to be remembered.
I will be attending. It absolutely breaks my heart that his widow and his 2 children and the baby on the way have lost their spouse and lost their father.
That's happening at the First Baptist Church of Atlanta Atlanta in Dunwoody. A Japanese company known for its high-tech bathroom fixtures announces a $224 million expansion in Clayton County.
Toto will open its most advanced U.S. factory yet in Clayton County. This amid a sort of bidet boom, as an industry report says. 2 in 5 U.S. home renovators now choose specialty toilets. Comedian Ali Wong is among the celebrities raising the profile of the washlets.
A Toto toilet is this magical Japanese toilet. The seat is always warm.
The $224 million expansion will boost domestic production by nearly 50% and boost Clayton County's economy by $43 million a year. Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
Well, a week after a gun goes off inside a Meadow Creek Elementary School bathroom, Gwinnett County's school board votes on additional security measures.
Each elementary school will have a school safety officer. It's an unarmed officer at that location, and it's a gap filling measure until we're able to onboard more school resource officers.
Gwinnett Schools Police Chief Tony Lockhart stresses that the officers won't be on campus to deal with disciplinary issues, but instead will focus on securing the perimeter, doors, and playground areas. Gwinnett County is warning some residents in the city of Grayson about significant delays for property tax bills. Gwinnett's tax commissioner says recent changes implemented by the state legislature have presented logistical hurdles, particularly for larger counties. Most county residents will receive their bills mid-next month, but those in Grayson won't receive their bills until mid-November. The department says it's working to minimize those delays as much as possible. A Cobb County school bus depot is coming to Mableton after a vote of approval from the county school board. The project has evoked significant public outcry, with residents citing possible traffic issues and the impact of property values. The district's Mark Smith says it shouldn't have a major impact on the roads.
The entry to the bus depot would be off of the Glore Road. There's a red light at Veterans Memorial on Glore Road, so everything coming in and out will come back out to the intersection and leave at the red light there.
The $4.6 million project is set to be complete by March. Fed Chair Jerome Powell says the central bank may need to cut interest rates soon to support the economy. Speaking this morning in Wyoming, he says the labor market could benefit from lower rates. Rates have remained unchanged for 8 straight months. As a result, stocks have surged. The Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P all up by about 1.5%. It is 10:33. Time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Andrew Seco is live in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
And it's time to wave that yellow flag as you're heading towards Kennesaw State. Austin got that travel advisory. Road work in the right lane. 75 south is at Wade Green Road. Exit 273. That back door all the way back into Ackworth. They catch you at Glade Road. You want to use Highway 41 or 575 as suitable bypass options. Got road work in the right lane as they work on the brush here off to the shoulder by the Big Rocks. Highway 78 westbound getting towards Mountain Industrial. Something jamming up in Dunwoody. Peachtree Boulevard as you merge onto the outer loop. 285 west going to pour through the jam cam. See what the brake lights there are. And a quick tap of the brakes as you leave Lithia Springs. I-20 eastbound packing in from Riverside Parkway down towards 285. Andrew Seco, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Cloudy skies with off and on rain showers today. High 84, lows tonight in the low 70s. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, hit or miss rain showers, high 81. Sunday, mostly cloudy, a few rumbles of thunder possible, high 82.
Right now it's 75 in Decatur and Vinings and 76 in Midtown Atlanta. More news at 1 o'clock, or 11 o'clock rather. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
On air,
Online,
on the app,
where you get your news,
is where you'll win.
Download the WSB radio app now and maybe win $1,000.
All right, thank you. The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
5 words, 5 times a day, every weekday.
Oh my word!
Just enter the word at WSBradio.com or on the WSB radio app. The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
Your first chance to win is Monday at 8 a.m.
He's a real sort of a lowlife. When I hired him, he served a
President
good
Trump
purpose
reacting
because,
to the
as you know,
FBI raid of John Bolton's home. Reaction on that raid from political analyst Bill Crane. 2 minutes away on the Mark Arum Show.
Hi, I'm Trisha, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company, where we're all about you, your style, your budget, your dream engagement ring. Are you looking for a style that's classic, modern, vintage, or something in between? Not sure? At Shane Company, we're here to help. We have so much style under one roof because a friend knows you like options. Drop by or visit us at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
The end of summer doesn't have to be the end of your fun. Your backyard can be your family's happy place all year long in a Bullfrog hot tub from Brown's Pools and Spas. Only Bullfrog offers the Jetpack Therapy system, allowing you to customize each seat to fit every body in your family. Shop our huge Labor Day sale with instant rebates up to $2,500 and special financing for 60 months. Hurry, offer ends September 3rd. Brown's Pools and Spas, celebrating 50 years of brownspools.com.
Worried about market losses? If headlines are keeping you up at night, it's time to take control. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I know you've worked hard to save. But in times like these, what if can turn into what now? If you're planning to retire or are in retirement, you need a strategy that helps protect your future. At Trajan Wealth, you can capture market gains, protect your account from losses, and guarantee income for life. Right now, you could receive a bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10% for retirement income. You heard me right. An upfront bonus of up to 30% or annual growth of up to 10%, all guaranteed to boost your lifetime income in retirement. Don't leave your future to chance. Plan with confidence. Call 404-390-4000. That's 404-390-4000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company, DBA, in most states as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
Hey everyone, it's your buddy Shelly Winter here. Join me this Saturday at noon for the Car Guys with Kevin Deutsch from Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. Buy or lease, fix or sell, everything you want to know about cars, we will cover Saturday noon to 1 right here on 95.5 WSB.
I did it my way.
10:37 on the Mark Aram Show. Another really busy news day Friday. Welcome back, friends. Complete coverage throughout the day. The big breaking news, former ambassador, national security advisor to President Trump, John Bolton had his Bethesda, Maryland home raided by the FBI this morning. The raid ongoing. Joining us live, as he does every Friday at this time, our good friend, political analyst Bill Crane. Bill, happy Friday, buddy.
You too, Marcus. How are you?
I was a little taken aback by this FBI raid in Bethesda of John Bolton. We know they are not fans of each other past once Bolton left the Trump administration. Well, your initial reaction to this FBI raid?
The president has been removing national security clearance from a number of former allies as well as some adversaries, and very recently, Bolton had a Secret Service detail because there was a death threat for him by the Iran Islamic Revolutionary Guard, which he pulled. So my thinking is, given their breakup, if you will, in 2019, this might be a continuance of that, but we don't know what records they're searching for. John Bolton has been a long-time standard bearer in the neocon wing of the Republican Party back to the first George Bush term.
Yeah, certainly not a MAGA Republican is John Bolton, more of the clubhouse old school Republican. And
Chamber of Commerce, business friendly, yeah.
Exactly. And he, as far as I know, I think he is a paid consultant on CNN, or if he's not paid, he needs a new agent because he's on there all the time.
He's frequently a guest on CNN as well as some other cable.
Yeah, and not a fan of the president. And you heard the President Trump there. Actually, I want to play that full cut because I cut it off a little bit. This is President Trump earlier, just within the last half hour, talking about the FBI raid of John Bolton's home.
He's a real sort of a lowlife. When I hired him, he served a good purpose because, as you know, he was one of the people that forced Bush to do the ridiculous bombings in the Middle East. Bolton, he wants to always kill people.
Yeah. So again, not a fan, and I believe that they're looking for classified documents. When Bolton came out with his book in 2020 after he left the administration, Trump was on the record saying that he should be prosecuted for some of the stuff in that book. Do you think that might be the crux of it, that Bolton might still be holding on to classified documents like we've covered in the last 5 years?
I think he's smarter than that, but the Biden administration also did a review to see if he had classified documents and held up publication of that book while it was reviewed for giving away any national security information, which it was determined it wasn't, and the Biden administration let it go. But I will point out the New York Post broke this story, and that kind of put some White House fingerprints on it.
That's Rupert Murdoch's New York Post, I believe. Yes. All right, Bill, back to Georgia. We talked about this the other day, and I tweeted out the link for folks to check their voter eligibility. You will be happy to know, Bill, I'm still an active voter in DeKalb County. I'm good. But almost 500,000 voters will be banished from the rolls due to inactivity.
if you do not vote in 6 years, essentially a full presidential election cycle, an additional election cycle, you're moved to the inactive status. If you don't vote for 2 presidential elections, you'll get 3 letters from your local county registrar before you're removed. And I know 500,000 sounds like a huge number, and it does tend to be disproportionately on the Democratic side of the aisle, but it's required by state and federal law to keep voting records updated. We have 7.5 million registered voters in Georgia. Roughly 12% of the population moves every year. Roughly 5% of the population passes away every year. So people do die, people do move, people do move to a different county. And all of those things require you to update your voter registration. All you have to do is go online, even if you land on that list, and say, I'm still going to be an active voter, or contact your voter registration office to remain current. But yeah, the state and federal law require you to periodically purge those lists to make sure people aren't voting twice, that people are voting at their residence, and that they are living and breathing and U.S. citizens.
Yeah, and as I said, we were covering the story, Bill. I'm assuming 99.99% of the WSB listeners are current active voters, right? They don't seem like the type of folks that would sit on the sidelines for 2 presidential elections and not vote. But just in case, right, I moved from Fulton to DeKalb. I want to make sure I'm still good. So there is a mechanism for you to check your status. So
you just go online and change your address of record, and that changes your registration automatically at no cost to you. There are some hosts at WSB who don't vote, as we know, and not everybody has to vote. But you do need to understand, if you don't vote for 2 presidential election cycles, 8 years, you will be removed from the list. And then again, you can re-register. It's free. Again, it's maybe a bump in the road, but it's a lot easier than getting a driver's license.
Political analyst Bill Crane joining us here on the Mark Arum Show. The big political story we talked about yesterday was a court battle between 2 GOP governors candidates circling around these groups, these organizations, of course the name escapes me, that will help those candidates and coordinate with the candidates as far as raising money is concerned. Do we know if we got any decision from the federal court yesterday regarding that, Bill?
They haven't ruled as far as I'm aware yet. The question at hand is leadership PACs, which can be held by the nominees for governor, lieutenant governor, and speaker of the House, are unlimited in amount of contribution as long as that contribution is disclosed. When Brian Kemp was running for re-election, David Perdue and Stacey Abrams challenged him using his leadership PAC, raising money and then spending it in uncapped amounts. Chris Carr was the Attorney General defending the governor in that case. In this case, he's the Attorney General who can't have one of those leadership PACs saying, raise the money basically to Burt Jones, but you can't spend it until you're the nominee. And that's the question at hand before the courts, and we would expect ruling soon because the primary and qualifying's in the spring, and this race has been on for months. Chris Carr does have some strong advantages in this race in terms of tactics and what his knowledge is of the state, but Burt Jones has a huge war chest, $10 million he's loaned personally as well as his leadership PAC.
And it could get bigger with this leadership.
And the endorsement of President Trump.
Yeah, that is the big thing as well. Vice President J.D. Vance was in Atlanta pitching the big, beautiful bill. What does it tell us that the VP is now hitting the roads trying to convince voters that the big, beautiful bill is good for them?
Metro Atlanta has several swing districts in the U.S. House. That's districts that could go Republican or Democratic and have gone both directions in the last decade or so. J.D. Vance will be dispatched, as well as the president himself later, a good bit during this lead up to the midterm elections, an attempt in urban areas in particular to hang on to vulnerable seats in the U.S. House of Representatives. So the big, beautiful bill was one of the biggest accomplishments of House Speaker Mike Johnson and the Republican majority, and they'll be touting the things they like about it. Well, we'll also hear from the Democrats about the things you won't like about it.
Political analyst Bill Crane. You can catch him at your local Cracker Barrel, or are you going to boycott Cracker Barrel now, Bill? Because...
No, I still will shop at Cracker Barrel. I think they've made a mistake here, but I was in there last week. The food's good, and my kids always pick up trinkets in that gift shop.
All the tchotchkes. Love the tchotchkes. Yeah. Bill, great insight as always, buddy. Have a great weekend, my friend.
Take care.
There you go. Political analyst Bill Crane, heard every Friday here on the Mark Arum Show. When we come back, the latest on the FBI raid in John Bolton. We'll update our top local stories. Right now, though, we got to check the ride on this Friday morning. Live to Atlanta's only 24-hour traffic center. Hello, Andrew Seco.
Good morning, Mark. We're still seeing those brake lights by Kennesaw State. Travel advisory in effect. Road work in the right lane, 75 southbound. There's a Wade Green Road, exit 273. We're still jammed all the way back into Ackworth. Take Highway 41 or 575 southbound. Those are your best friends right now. If you're heading out of the northwest, that'll get you where you're going on time. Got some brake lights out of Duluth, 85 south, packing in, leaving 316 down to Jimmy Carter Boulevard, exit 99. Some road work in at least one lane, 20 eastbound Wesley Chapel Road, exit 68. And seeing the brake lights out of Stockbridge, 75 south, packing in at 675. And you're slowing and going in brake lights all the way down to Jodico Road, exit 222. Andrew Seco, 95.5 WSB.
The news of the day through the eyes of Eric Von Hessler.
I've listened to many arguments, and there are good arguments to say that we shouldn't. I'm just saying.
If it's on your mind, it's on his.
This is the only way to do it. Some people are going to lose their job, and then they're going to be put back in the job.
Eric Von Hessler, today at 3.
It's about you. You're being celebrated.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Hot water heater just not cutting it anymore? You don't get that piping hot shower you want every morning? Hey, it's Mark Aaron back from my friends at Reliable Heating and Air. Check out this amazing deal. New water heater, only $29.99 a month, and make no payments for 3 whole months. Or you can go tankless, only $59.99 a month, and you can enjoy that lovely, endless hot water. Same day water heater installation guaranteed, or they pay you $300. Get that new water heater now. Save a ton of money. Just go online to reliableair.com.
Georgia Power is here for you with programs, tools, and incentives that lower your bill. But we also have a few ways you can save right now. Unplug devices like TVs when they're not being used, or use a power strip you can switch off. Make sure you're only using the lights you need. Change out your HVAC filter and make sure your vents are clear. Set your thermostat at 78 for max efficiency. But every degree closer helps, because everything we save on energy can be better spent being there for the people we care about. Visit georgiapower.com for more energy-saving tips.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
You can save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or Canada Dry. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Limit 8. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Attention men, does ED and PE have you down? Well, great news. Choice Men's Health has the latest breakthrough treatments that can get you up and running. Meet the specialist who is dedicated to helping you perform better than ever in the bedroom.
Hi, I'm Dr. Katz, Chief Medical Director at Choice Men's Health. Our custom treatment plans have a 98% success rate at improving ED and PE on your very first visit, even if Viagra and Cialis have failed. Regardless of your age and medical history, we are here and dedicated to help you regain your love life.
Don't wait. Call Choice Men's Health now. We are so confident we can help. For a limited time, we're offering to cover your first treatment for free. Call 404-400-1170. Call now to claim your free treatment. 404-400-1170. Results guaranteed on your first visit or it's free. 404-400-1170. Choice Men's Health, the only choice for your health.
You've thought about assisted living for your parents, but maybe the right answer is renovating your home and having mom or dad move in. I'm Richard, Chief Architect at Sketch House, where we create custom architectural drawings for homeowners looking to remodel. Why get drawings first? You'll know what's possible. You'll be able to get pricing and compare builders apples to apples, and builders love drawings. You'll get bumped to the top of their list with drawings in hand. Let Sketchhouse help you make a decision about your aging parents at a fixed price. Visit sketchhouse.com. That's sketch, HAUS.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. A question I get all the time is, how did we become the largest injury firm in the world? We have over 1,000 lawyers in all 50 states and close to 6,000 coworkers. Our call center is on duty 24/7. You can reach us at any time at forthepeople.com. But the real reason is we won. A lot. When you visit our website, go to our verdicts and settlements. There you will see what our clients were offered and what they were awarded at trial. All those verdicts help us resolve many cases fairly and early. You see, nothing beats reputation. The insurance industry knows who we are. We even have insurance adjusters call us for representation because they know too. We've made it easy. On your mobile device or computer, go to forthepeople.com and we will get busy. It's that easy. Call today. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Injured? Dial #law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Belinda Skelton here for Atlanta Vision Institute, and I have Stephanie with me. She's a patient of Dr. Ashraf, and Stephanie recently had the laser optics procedure. Stephanie, why did you have the laser optics procedure?
I wanted to be able to not ever use reading glasses again because I got tired of pulling my phone out of my purse when I forgot them to blow things up, and I just wanted to see.
And how was life after laser optics procedure at Atlanta Vision Institute?
Incredible. I could read the bottom of a nail polish bottle. I don't need my readers, never used them since I've had my laser optics procedure. It's been amazing.
What would you say to people who are on the fence about having the procedure?
Do you want to see?
That says it all, folks. Folks, if you want to see like Stephanie, go to 2020atlanta.com. That's 2020atlanta.com.
Apologies for playing this song. This is the Backstreet Boys. I don't know this guy's, never heard of his name, Deborah, but apparently he's in the Backstreet Boys. Howie Dorough?
Howie Dorough.
Dorough. He turns 52 today. Hopefully Maya's not listening. She went to see the Backstreet Boys at the Sphere in Vegas a couple months ago.
I heard it's been an amazing show.
And it's been extended, according to Maya. So she wants to go again. I'm like, I'll go to Vegas, baby. You could whatever. You could see whomever you want at the Sphere as long as I get to go and gamble. But Howie Dorough? Dorough. No idea. Never heard that name before, but he's in the Backstreet Boys. He turns 52 years old today. Speaking of traveling to Vegas, this is crazy. And I'll let Deborah explain the new airport scam going on, and then I'll make the determination if this is a smart criminal or a dumb criminal. Deborah, what is this new scam that we need to be aware of?
All right, so airlines are warning travelers. You know those paper tickets that they kind of put on your luggage? It's got like a barcode
luggage tag.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really the tag because people think of the tag as the one that you have with your address and stuff, but it's basically a tag. So
it's the way to track the
barcodes.
bags.
Yeah.
When you check your luggage, they'll put there's a sticky thing, like at least on Delta, where they'll put it around, and that way they can track your bags and where your bags are. All right, so
well, that barcode has a lot of information, like your name, your flight number, the date, the destination. Some of it have how much the bag weighs, the place of origin, even a booking reference. That's a lot of information on there. Well, scammers are now grabbing those. People sometimes rip them off right when they get to their destination, throw them in the trash. Scammers are digging those out of the trash and then claiming, oh, there's items missing from my bag, and trying to put claims in for that. So they're saying it's another form of ID theft, and be very vigilant. If you're going to take them off at home, throw them in the trash, rip them up, shred them, whatever you have to do. Just don't do it in public.
I usually leave them on until my next trip when I'm
I do
packing
too.
again, and then like, oh yeah, that's right, and I take them off and throw. But that's interesting. So just so I have this correctly, let's say Longoria is coming back from the Lego convention in Austin. Or he lands in Austin from Atlanta, and he's got his big Lego luggage, and he takes the tag off, throws it in the trash. One of these scammers will pick up that luggage tag and then claim that they lost luggage and use that.
Yep.
So Longoria doesn't lose out on anything. It's the airlines that are losing out on this.
Yes, absolutely.
So Longo's his Legos are fine. He's got his luggage. It's just
it does trace back to him, like it has all of his info on it. So if it happened more than one time, I guess they could say, "Oh, this guy's always losing things."
There's a layer to this scheme that I am missing, because if it has that tag, it has the flight where you're going, the bag number. If it has Longoria's name on it, once they try to claim, "Oh, I lost my luggage," I wonder if they have to have like a fake Longoria ID. Do they have to show ID?
I don't know.
Interesting. At the moment, I'm going to say it's a smart criminal. I'm going to say A for creativity, right? Who would have thought? Who'd have thunk those, those plastic things, the paper things, you rip them off your bag, you throw them away. Scammers are going to scam, my friends. Scammers are going to scam. All right, I'm going to say, smart criminal. Because you're just getting, I don't even know what the max claim is on a bag, like $600. Be like, you lost my Lego bag, and what does Delta have to pay, or United or American? All right, I'm going to say it for now until I get further details. I'm going to say it's a smart criminal. Rest in peace to a beloved It's not a mammal, right? Is this a mammal that died at the Georgia
Well, it's
Aquarium?
a whale, right? Whales are mammals.
Well, is it? But it's a whale shark. I think it's not actually a whale. I think it's a shark.
No,
so,
it's a fish, so it's not a mammal.
Yeah. All right. So one of the longest lasting fish at the Georgia Aquarium passed away. What are we talking about, Deborah?
Taroko, he is a whale shark at the Georgia Aquarium, and he just died. The aquarium team shared the post on social media that they noticed a change in his appetite and overall behavior, and then his condition just started deteriorating, so they had to euthanize the shark. And Taroko was rescued from a seafood market in Taiwan, and he's been at the aquarium since 2007.
Hold on.
Now, they're not sure how old he is, but they can live up to 130 years.
Well, you were rescued at a seafood market. Those are the huge. They just had him. What kind of tank do you need to have at a seafood market? I mean, I don't know. That's pretty crazy. I remember when they first were building the Georgia Aquarium, and they had to ship the whale sharks over. And I think it might be, it was either Delta or FedEx that was in charge of shipping the whale sharks over. And it was a big deal because if you've never been to the aquarium, those are one of the biggest attractions. They are so big and just graceful and gentle. And anyway, rest in peace too. What was the name of the whale shark?
Taroko.
Taroko. I'm going to put in my Instagram story. I got a picture of Taroko from 2011 of me and Taroko at the Georgia Aquarium. So in honor of him, I'll put it in my Instagram story at Mark Arum. All right, coming up after the news at 11, we're going to get the latest on the FBI raid at John Bolton's home. Coincidentally, ironically, 3 years ago today, lawyers for former President Trump asked a federal judge to prevent the FBI from continuing to review documents recovered from his Florida estate until a neutral special master could be appointed. 3 years ago today, CBS's Robert Costa was all over the story.
As the August 8th FBI search of Mar-a-Lago dominates the national political scene, CBS News has learned that some associates of the former president believe the Justice Department probe stems from a flurry of disorganized activity as he left office. Sources say Trump decided to bring around 24 boxes of material to his Florida home instead of handing them over to the National Archives, a move that ultimately alarmed federal investigators who worried the boxes contained classified information.
Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? That was 3 years ago today. Classified documents. Is that what the FBI is looking for at John Bolton's home? We'll go to Bethesda, Maryland when we come back. Social media is active throughout the broadcast at Mark Arum, MarkArum. I'm going to pop that whale shark pic in my Instagram story. We'll be right back. It's the Mark Arum Show on 95.5 WSB.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're a different kind of wireless company dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Because let's face it, our needs are different. Big wireless unlimited plans are designed for 20-somethings, not us. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on one thing, bringing you affordable, reliable rate plans that suit your needs, not ours. How do we do that? We start by using the same towers as the big guys, the exact same towers. We then create rate plans designed for your usage. The fact is, we can offer you an unlimited plan with the same network quality for less because we understand how you use wireless services. Our plans start at just $20 a month. And forget trying to chat with robots. You'll get 100% US-based award-winning customer service when you need help. Come find out how wireless should be and join the millions who've made the switch.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
When someone's AC is on the fritz, drains are clogged, or wall outlets are sparking, Castile Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical never asks, how soon do you need it fixed? You know why? Because no one in recorded history has ever said, oh, take your time, just whenever you can get to it. We just assume how fast can you get here will always be the answer. So Castile will be there same day, and we won't leave until you're 100% satisfied. See? Sometimes it's good to assume. It gets your AC fixed fast. Book today at CastileAir.com.
Just a word of wisdom from your friend Mark Aram. A damaged roof doesn't always lead to an entire roof replacement project. As a full-service Atlanta roofing company, my friends at Dr. Roof offer comprehensive roof repairs that will lengthen the lifespan of your existing roof and ensure that it will continue to protect your home as it should. It's storm season. Get peace of mind from my friends at Dr. Roof. They've been in business for over 35 years, and Dr. Roof offers up to a 5-year warranty on roof repairs. Get all the info online at drroof.com.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 11 o'clock. I'm Austin Eller. This news brought to you by the Next Generation Xfinity 10G network. Our top local stories happening now. A memorial service gets underway in Dunwoody for DeKalb County Police Officer David Rose. Officer Rose was killed while responding to the shooting attack on the Atlanta-based CDC earlier this year, and the 33-year-old previously served in the Marines and graduated from DeKalb's Police Academy last year. We'll bring you more from his service throughout the morning. It's 76 degrees right now in Midtown, cloudy with scattered showers throughout the day. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. Federal agents are spotted searching John Bolton's home in Maryland, just outside Washington, D.C. The FBI is reportedly carrying out the search on President Trump's former national security advisor over allegations that Bolton has classified records.
FBI Director Kash Patel posted on X Friday morning, quote, "No one is above the law. FBI agents on mission." It wasn't immediately clear what sensitive records federal investigators believe Bolton may have possessed.
Karen Travers reports President Trump and Bolton have traded jabs in recent years, most recently over the president's discussions with Russian President Vladimir Putin. The Gwinnett County School Board votes to increase school security at elementary schools after a recent shooting sparks concern.
School board members approve a proposal to put unarmed security at each of its elementary schools after hearing from parents and young students.
There are just some bad people in the world that think it's okay to bring guns into school and shoot people, but it's not okay.
Ivy Creek Elementary 5th grader Jasmine Cavallero references a weapons incident last week at Meadow Creek Elementary.
A kid came in with a gun and shot a toilet. No one got hurt, but you can see how easily someone could have been shot.
The Gwinnett School Board says the unarmed security is a temporary measure until they're able to add more school resource officers. Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
Dozens of people used chalk to recreate the Rainbow Crosswalk near the site of the deadly 2016 Pulse nightclub shooting in Orlando after its removal is ordered by the federal government. Orlando City Commissioner Patty Sheehan was among those who came out to restore that crosswalk.
They did not have the courage of their convictions to do this through a legal process. They did it in the dead of night, and we're here to say that's wrong.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy sent a letter last month to governors in every state demanding the removal of artwork or political messages from all intersections. New research finds a potential link between a popular weight loss drug and cancer.
A study published in JAMA found overweight people who took GLP-1 RAs had an overall reduced risk of cancer, including lower risks of endometrial and ovarian cancer.
Michael George reports the study also finds an increased risk of kidney cancer, especially in those under the age of 65. A DeKalb County commissioner pushes for the county police department to have a better relationship with the LGBTQ community.
Commissioner Ted Terry's pushing an LGBTQ liaison for DeKalb Police, along with training for officers to better spot hate crimes. He says it stems from a past Georgia Equality report that recommends a better relationship between the two sides, along with a study called Policing the Rainbow that says more than half of LGBTQ members think their last encounter with police was unfair. The plan would follow the lead of the police departments in Atlanta, South Fulton, and Chamblee, which already have similar liaisons. It must still be approved by the full board. Judd Hickenbotham, 95.5 WSB.
Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell opens the way for an interest rate cut next month. Speaking this morning in Wyoming, he still offers a warning about tariffs and inflation.
The effects of tariffs on consumer prices are now clearly visible. We expect those effects to accumulate over coming months, with high uncertainty about both timing and amounts.
His comments send markets soaring. The Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P all up more than 1.5% this morning. It is 11:03. The Mark Aram Show continues in less than 2 minutes. But first, we have live team coverage of traffic and weather. Alex Williams is live at the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
Hey, good morning, Austin. Watching brake lights continuing out of Ackworth into Kennesaw with the right lane construction, 75 south, getting past Wade Green Road, exit 273. If you want to fast track around it, you can use Highway 41. Heading out of Sandy Springs toward Cobb County in the Truist Park region, they just got a stalled big rig out of the center lane. All lanes back open. 285 westbound, the outer loop, past New Northside Drive, Powers Ferry Road, exit number 22. And trouble on the right shoulder, 7585 southbound, just below North Avenue. A few brake lights as you make your way out of Midtown, but not too bad there. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Cloudy skies, not quite as hot, but still humid, high 84. A few hit or miss rain showers through the course this afternoon and evening. Lows tonight in the low 70s. Tomorrow and Sunday, mostly cloudy skies with off and on rain showers, highs in the low 80s.
Right now it is 76 degrees in Stockbridge and Alpharetta and 75 degrees in Midtown Atlanta. More news at 11:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
Welcome back, friends. 11:05 on this extremely action-packed Friday edition of the Mark Arum Show. Coming up in a couple minutes, we're going to go to D.C., get the latest on the federal agents and the National Guard still patrolling the nation's capital. Coming up in 30 minutes, we're going to talk to Jake Rosen from CBS. We're going to go in depth on a lot of movement, not only with the Justice Department, with some of President Trump's nominations to as top prosecutors. Reminder: starting on Monday, we're going to have you're going to have a chance to win $1,000. 5 times a day. Deborah, we dub it the
5K a day bonus blitz.
That's right. So it's been a minute since we've done it. So 8, 10, noon, 3, and 5.
2 and 5.
Say it again.
8, 10, noon, 2, and 5.
8, 10, noon, 2, and 5. So at 10 o'clock, I will give you a keyword in the 5K day bonus blitz, and you'll get a chance to win $1,000 starting Monday here on 95.5 WSB. We're continuing to cover the breaking news this morning. You heard on Atlanta's Morning News with Chris Chandler, the raid of former ambassador and national security advisor to President Trump, John Bolton. His home raided by the FBI. Apparently a court-ordered search. So the FBI, the DOJ, they got a court order to raid the home of the former ambassador. Again, he is not a fan of President Trump. President Trump's not a fan of him. We heard from President Trump this morning calling him a lowlife. Let's go outside. This is just a couple of minutes ago. Evan Perez, senior justice correspondent for CNN, outside Bolton's Bethesda, Maryland home.
Well, Wolf, we still have FBI agents here at the scene. It's a residential neighborhood here in Bethesda, Maryland. You can still see those FBI vehicles still in front of the house. We saw them reposition just a little while ago, back up one of the vehicles up to the garage area. That perhaps might indicate that they're preparing to start bringing out any materials that they have found inside the home. We've seen about a dozen FBI agents here doing this search, and they've been here now at about the 4-hour mark of this search, so we don't know how much longer this is going to go. But as you pointed out, Wolf, this is a national security investigation. We've been told that by sources. We also are told, Kirsten Holmes has been told that it does relate to his 2020 book. You'll remember, of course, that the president accused Bolton of mishandling classified information, of revealing classified information in that book. That book, of course, was the subject of an earlier criminal investigation and a lawsuit by the government, which accused Bolton of violating his non-disclosure agreement and of having that classified information in the book. If you remember, Wolf, that the book, though, was cleared by career officials inside the White House before that classified information, before the accusation came from Trump officials that he had indeed disclosed classified information. Now, we don't know exactly, Wolf, what they found. We have seen them bring in boxes, document boxes. We've seen them bring in other items that would be used if they did want to remove things from the home. We haven't seen them do that yet. But again, just a few minutes ago, we saw a number of agents just rearrange those vehicles to prepare perhaps to remove items perhaps from the garage, which is right there. Now, we have obviously the Montgomery County Police here trying to manage some of the traffic. This is a very busy street in Bethesda, and we have seen them here set up, try to manage some of the traffic situation. We expect, Wolf, that this search is probably nearing completion. If we've seen these FBI agents repositioning their vehicles, we're told that this is being handled by the FBI out of Baltimore, Wolf. And again, we're waiting to see what more we can learn about the reason for it.
Just a minute ago, that was CNN justice correspondent Evan Perez outside of John Bolton's home. former national security advisor to President Trump in his first term, and he was also ambassador to the United Nations, which is also a big deal, which is, I guess, why, Deborah, we still refer to him as ambassador, right?
Yeah.
Once you get certain gigs, that's your title. Like
Title for life.
Yeah, like Andrew Young. He's had a lot of titles, but we refer to him as Ambassador Andrew Young, which is why I am really looking forward to becoming the ambassador to Japan during Brian Kemp's presidency. I think that could come to fruition if Governor Kemp ever is elected president. Again, I'm on the record. I want to be the ambassador to Japan. And then for the rest of my life, Longoria's got to refer to me as Ambassador Aram.
Can we all get ambassadorships?
Sure, but I'm claiming Japan right now.
You can have Japan.
You can have, what do you want, Deborah? Luxembourg, Spain,
Luxembourg,
the Vatican? Ooh,
Morocco.
Vatican ambassador.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Now, again, we don't know what's going on, what they're looking for. We think it's classified documents. That's got to be. And Bolton's not home, so he's not having to deal with this face to face. But that's got to be very uncomfortable, right? But I can tell you, full disclosure, if I get a text right now from my neighbor like, "Hey, the FBI is raiding your home," I'd be like, "Oh, okay." Like I literally have nothing to worry about. It's like when you get pulled over in a DUI checkpoint.
Mm-hmm.
And you haven't had a drink in a week.
And you hope they test you.
Yeah, like, all right, bring it on. What do you want me to do? Count the alphabet. Like, I have that feeling of zero worry. If my home was raided, I mean, I don't know what Maya's got going on. Like, I don't go in her gym / office. Maybe but I got literally nothing. You're going to see baseball cards and dog treats and toys. So I welcome an FBI search. Now, that might change in the future, but right now, I have nothing to worry about. But obviously a big story we'll continue to monitor. All right, let's go back to the nation's capital. ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers. Karen, good morning. Yesterday, got word that President Trump was going to do a ride-along in his effort to clean up the streets of D.C. from crime. He was going to do a ride-along with FBI agents, Washington police, and the National Guard, of course. Did that ride-along come to fruition last night?
Yeah, it didn't. And you know, certainly the White House wasn't dissuading people from thinking that was what was going to happen. The president had done an interview yesterday where he said that he would be going out tonight with law enforcement and military. And we had a lot of questions about what that exactly was going to look like, but the president had no more details. The White House wasn't confirming, but they, again, weren't dissuading people from thinking the president was going to be out on the streets with police. Instead, and I was with him last night for this, we went down to a facility along the Anacostia River. That's the Park Police facility. That's where they land helicopters, kind of a big area there. And it's serving as a command center, gathering point for the different federal agencies and National Guard that are involved in this surge operation in D.C. It was a chance for him to thank them for the work that they're doing, kind of a little pep rally type event. He brought hamburgers that he said were made at the White House, pizza from a nearby place. But it was very brief, nothing that you haven't seen from a president before, but not exactly what I think people maybe had been teeing up throughout the day and thinking he was going to do.
I just assumed once the president made that statement yesterday, I was like, how did the Secret Service sign off on this? Might it have been the Secret Service that pulled the plug on his attempted ride-along?
Or it was just never an attempted ride-along. I mean, the president never said he was going out on patrol. He said he was going out tonight with law enforcement and military. He did. He went out and met them and brought them pizza. I think it was the way it was framed on social media was he's going out on the streets, and he never said that himself. So kind of a technicality there. But again, the White House didn't dissuade people from thinking that during the day. But certainly, to your point, that would be very difficult to try to secure if you had him just show up on a street in a neighborhood. The other thing, too, that I think they probably considered, even if, they weren't explicitly saying this to us yesterday, Vice President Vance did an event on Wednesday at Union Station in D.C. with the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, and you could hear protesters the entire time he was there. He went to the train station. There were just people getting on their trains. There were people there at all the little restaurants getting lunch. And then there were protesters, because that's been a point where there have been a significant National Guard presence at the train station. So protesters have also been there, too. And yesterday for the president, this was an area where there's nobody there because of how remote this is along the river. No protesters, nobody who's going to disrupt the event. I think it was like maybe they learned a little bit from the day before and improved what the optics were going to look like for that type of visit.
Karen, I have friends in D.C. and I've been talking to them about the presence of National Guard and their question is for how long? Like how long is this going to last? Is there a goal for the administration where they say, all right, job is accomplished, job well done, we don't need the federal troops anymore?
Right. No specific metric that the administration has said, at least publicly. And the president yesterday said, we're going to be here for a while. We're going to stay here for a while. We want to make this perfect. But he didn't say what that timeline would look like. And, it's a 30-day emergency order, so it's not like this can continue forever. Congress would have to potentially extend this. There's also a push from some in Congress to do the opposite and stop it. So we will see what happens at the end of that. The other thing, too, is that the president was indicating, he wants to replicate this in other cities. He didn't say specifically how that would work or where, but that also gets more complicated. D.C. is unique because it isn't a state. There is some federal control here, which is why you're able to do what they're doing. But if you tried to do this in Atlanta or somewhere else, that would be a very different story.
Yeah, we are certainly waiting here in Atlanta to see if we are on the list of further cities. Karen Travers, ABC News. Karen, great stuff as always. Have an amazing weekend, my friend.
You too. Thank you.
And at 11:15, still watching the jam out of Ackworth into Kennesaw here in the traffic center. It's all due to that right lane construction, 75 southbound, passing Wade Green Road, exit number 273. That's got you jammed up back to Highway 92. You can take Highway 41 as an alternate. Elsewhere, over on the West Freeway, 20 eastbound, little sluggish from Riverside Parkway over to 285. And on the south side, seeing some volume, 75 southbound through Stockbridge from 675 down to Hudson Bridge Road. Traffic brought to you by Whole Foods Market. Now at Whole Foods Market, Prime members get 20% off New York strip steaks through August 26th. As always, there are no antibiotics ever while supplies last. Shop in store or online. Terms apply. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
When traffic
No
hits,
traffic getting through in either direction.
the Triple Team Traffic Center has you covered.
Even the bridge over 75 is being held.
Your source for Atlanta's traffic out of Spaghetti Junction along 285 westbound and a crash on Peachtree Boulevard 141 southbound before 285.
Brought to you by the Cool Ray Lifetime Parts and Labor Warranty.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
2 years ago, Bobby Carpenter completed treatments for knee pain at QC Kinetics. So we're checking in with the former college and pro football player to see how he's doing.
I've been asked a lot, like, how long does this last? How long does it work? I go, I've had mine for a couple years, and everything feels very good. It feels just as good as it did when I started to turn the corner.
Bobby's an active husband, dad, and business owner. That's why 2 years ago, he heard about QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative treatments, and he knew he could trust them for his chronic knee pain.
And thankfully, with QC Kinetics, I was able to go through this, and my activities are the same as it was. I'm able to coach my kids in sports. I can play golf. I can go run.
QC Kinetics patients like Bobby don't miss a beat. No surgery or rehab, just freedom from debilitating joint pain. Ready for lasting relief from joint pain? Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation and see if you're a good candidate.
Call QC Kinetics, 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026. 770-285-8026.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
If you've been in a wreck, trust the strong arm, John Foy & Associates. Hey, it's Smiler Mark McKay. I personally recommend John Foy since I've had the pleasure of personally getting to know him. We've been to a Braves game together, had lunch, and what I've taken away from each of our visits is respect. Respect for how much he cares and wants to help people. John Foy's compassion is what I appreciate. Trust isn't a given, it's earned, and John Foy has earned my trust. I recommend John Foy & Associates at johnfoy.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-2798. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-2798. That's 800-575-2798. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Dave Baker here for Coolray Heating and Cooling. It's August, which means school is back in session. Hey kids, remember homework? Coolray will help keep you cool while you study at home. Right now, Coolray is offering up to $2,250 back in rebates and free installation with the purchase of a complete Carrier system. You know, proper insulation is like a summertime sidekick for your HVAC, keeping cool air in and hot air out. Simply go to Coolray.com to book your appointment today. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
If you've been taught that all bread is unhealthy, I'm here to tell you not if it's real bread. Hi, I'm Sue Becker from Bread Beckers with Sue's Healthy Minute. If you're struggling with weight gain, high cholesterol, constipation, even warts, or kids who seem to be constantly sick, come visit us at the Bread Becker store in Woodstock, where we have taught thousands of customers that real bread might be their healthy solution. I have a degree in food science, and for more than 30 years, I've studied the incredible health benefits of real whole grains and bread. I discovered that store-bought bread has had most of the nutrients in the grain removed during milling, and yes, even packages labeled 100% whole wheat. Make a healthy eating change in your life at Bread Beckers in Woodstock. We'll show you how bread, but only real bread, might be the answer to your family's physical ills. The Bread Beckers.
Visit breadbeckers.com or our Bread Beckers store in Woodstock.
Better prices, better views, window comfort, meant just for you. Window Comfort.
Imagine the relief of windows without annoying drafts or high energy bills. Window Comfort's making it easier than ever with buy two, get two free, no payments till 2026 and expert one-day installation. Go to windowcomfort.com for your no-pressure estimate today.
Better prices, better views, window comfort, meant just for you. Window Comfort.
11:22, fabulous Friday edition of the Mark Arum Show continues, monitoring the big breaking news out of Bethesda, Maryland. FBI raid ongoing. Former Ambassador John Bolton, the very latest at the bottom of the hour right now, covering a story that popped up for me out of nowhere. It's Lee Klaskow from Bloomberg News. Lee, good morning. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, hi. How you doing today?
Headline of your reporting is U.S. halts visas for truck drivers after a fatal Florida crash. Obviously, illegal immigration, visas have been in the news in the last 200 days of the second Trump administration. Tell us about this story.
Yeah, so just to be clear, I didn't write the story. I'm with Bloomberg Intelligence, Bloomberg's research arm. But, our take is that, this is obviously a tragic accident that happened in Florida, which kind of spurred the Trump administration to pull these visas. The visas are, from what we understand, a very small percentage of the overall trucking market. There's around 3.5 million truck drivers out there. And so it's a real fraction of a percentage. The net impact is probably going to be limited. The trucking industry, for that are interested, rates have been really low, and that's really been driven by tepid demand and an oversupply of drivers. So anytime you're taking drivers out of the market, even at this small pace, it would be a net positive for rates going forward.
So the story started back after a deadly crash on August 12th on the Florida Turnpike. It involved a truck driver who Department of Homeland Security said was in the country illegally. The driver of the rig accused of making an illegal U-turn, a migrant from India, and had been issued a commercial driver's license in California after obtaining a work permit by the federal government. So where does the visa issue come if he did have a valid driver's license from California?
Yeah, sorry, but not to disappoint you, I am certainly not an expert on visas. but we look at this event and all events kind of in the lens of an investor that's looking within the transportation space. Within Bloomberg Intelligence, we don't do buy, hold, sell recommendations, but we do cover a number of companies. And a tighter trucking market would benefit companies, like J.B. Hunt or Werner, or Schneider, and also freight brokers as well, like RXO or C.H. Robinson. And, we're viewing, these kind of headlines, like I said, kind of trying to tie and connect the dots and what it means for the markets.
Well, since that's your area of expertise, how familiar are you with the Georgia port system?
It depends on the question. I know it. It's obviously, the East Coast ports kind of benefited when the West Coast ports had a lot of issues during the pandemic. We've seen, a lot of the share that they won over time, including the Georgia ports, kind of some of that share going back to the West Coast ports as they've gotten more efficient. But at the end of the day, the Georgia port is located in a great location, and not just because it's in Georgia, of course, but because it's in the southeast, and that's where a lot of manufacturing will end up moving, assuming that the Trump administration is successful in attracting new manufacturing to the United States.
The reason I asked, Lee, is because we had the release of the highest paid Georgia state employees last week, and below the football coaches at the University of Georgia, the head of the Georgia ports was one of the highest paid state employees, and I was like $1.4 million a year, and I was like, wow. I want that job. That sounds like pretty good paycheck to being the head of the Georgia port. So
you and me both. But what I would say, with not knowing too much about that, is that those kind of jobs are big jobs. I mean, they are kind of responsible for bringing economic activity into the region. And, if they're making that much, hopefully they're doing a good job at bringing businesses and jobs to the Georgia region.
For sure. I'm not denying the amazing pay. I was just curious if that was in line with the industry standard. Lee Klaskow, Bloomberg News. Lee, thank you so much for your time. News, weather, and traffic in 3. When we come back, updating our top story, the ongoing FBI raid of Ambassador John Bolton's home in Bethesda, Maryland. Social media is active throughout the day and the broadcast at Mark Airman at WSB Radio.
Two houses, same neighborhood, nearly identical. But one had an orchard sign, and it sold for way more. So what happened? Well, the first homeowner used a traditional agent, and after weeks of sitting on the market, price drops, and mounting frustration, they settled for less than they'd hoped for. The second homeowner chose Orchard. Their local orchard agent didn't just list the home, they knew how to market it properly. They knew which upgrades would attract serious buyers, brought in pros to handle the prep, and positioned the home to sell for top dollar. And thanks to Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, that homeowner moved into their new place before the old one even hit the market. No showings, no disruptions, no living in limbo. That's the difference. Never settle for less. Get more with Orchard. Start with a free home valuation at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
Whether it's a slip that ends in a slip disc, a trick knee that's holding you back, or shoulder pain hurting your game, you can count on Northside Hospital Orthopedics. With leading care in Georgia at convenient locations all across the state, we're here to get you back on your feet, no matter what comes your way. Because Georgia moves us, and we keep Georgia moving. Find a provider near you at northside.com/ortho. That's northside.com/ORTHO.
Hi, this is Blake Cooper with Cooper Piano, and you know who we are. The building is sold and we're closing. This is the biggest piano sale in our history, and everything must go. If you've ever thought about buying a piano, now's the time. Cooper Piano off the I-85 Access Road South. Details online at cooperpiano.com.
Summer's a time to feel and look your best, but I'm not talking about your abs or your tan. Hey guys, it's Mark Aram here. I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning during Advanced Hair's once yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day, and they guarantee your new hair will grow. There's absolutely no one in hair restoration I trust more than Advanced Hair. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar. Advanced Hair summer sales event on for a limited time, so get the details and schedule your free consultation today. 470-660-HAIR. One-day treatment, life-changing results. With Advanced Hair, your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and take advantage of their best offer ever. That's 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com. 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 11:30. I'm Austin Eller. This news brought to you by Rocco's European Garage. Our top local story is happening now. The Metro Atlanta community comes together to remember the life of a police officer killed in the shooting attack on the CDC. A memorial service is underway in Dunwoody honoring fallen DeKalb County officer David Rose. DeKalb CEO Lorraine Cochran Johnson speaks during the service.
Today we gather not to mourn, but to be uplifted by the example of a man whose life is defined by service, by sacrifice, and by love.
Other attendees include Governor Kemp and Susan Manara as the director of the CDC. It's happening at the First Baptist Church of Atlanta in Dunwoody. Gwinnett County School Board approves new security measures for the county's elementary schools after a gun goes off inside a Meadow Creek Elementary School bathroom. Gwinnett Schools Police Chief Tony Lockhart says every elementary school will have an unarmed school safety officer until more school resource officers are onboarded.
They're there to assist with car rider arrivals, dismissals, to check the perimeters, to check the outside doors, to make sure the outside doors are secure, to check the playground, make sure there's not any suspicious activity.
He says the officers won't be on campus, though, to deal with disciplinary issues. Gwinnett County says some residents will see significant delays in their property tax bills this fall. The vast majority of the county will receive their bills on time mid-next month, but those within the city of Grayson will receive theirs much later in mid-November. The county says that's because of recent changes required by new laws under the Gold Dome. They say the changes have presented logistical challenges for larger counties like Gwinnett. The Cobb County School Board moves ahead with plans for a $4.6 million bus depot in Mableton after significant public outcry.
Community groups and area residents said they're worried about the impact the new facility on Veterans Memorial Highway will have on traffic, property values, and the environment. But Cobb School Superintendent Chris Ragsdale says there's essentially nowhere else for them to put the depot.
We have looked at alternative locations, alternative land solutions, and I would say we have gone above and beyond normal due diligence.
It is expected to be completed by March. Graham Carroll, 95.5 WSB.
Well, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell gives the strongest indication yet that interest cuts may be on the way, speaking at the Fed's conference in Wyoming.
The balance of risks appears to be shifting.
The Fed will meet next month to decide whether or not to restart rate cuts. President Trump has repeatedly criticized Powell for not cutting rates. The Feds have kept interest rates steady for the last 5 meetings, last cutting rates in September of last year. A global leader in high-tech bathroom fixtures announces a $224 million expansion in Clayton County.
A bit of a bidet boom started stateside during the COVID-19 pandemic when Americans found bath tissue hard to find. It's grown with celebrity shout-outs, like when Drake gifted DJ Khaled with 4 Toto washlets for his new home.
Shout out to Toto. Drake, thank you for this gift. This is the most amazing toilet bowl I've ever seen in my life.
Now Toto is opening its most advanced U.S. factory yet in Morrow, emphasizing AI robotics enhanced manufacturing. Clayton County Development Authority expects an economic benefit of some $43 million a year. Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
It's 11:33. Time now for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Alex Williams is in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
Hey, Austin, just had all lanes briefly blocked and reopened in northwest Atlanta. Hero had to get some debris out of the roadway. 75 northbound West Paces Ferry Road, exit 255. Everything is back open there. Heading southbound out of Ackworth into Kennesaw, though, that is still a brake light battle with that right lane construction. Right around Wade Green Road, exit 273. Highway 41 will scoot you around that. And we're seeing brake lights in the work zone into Cobb County. 20 eastbound, you have right lane construction as well between Wesley Chapel Road, exit 68, and Panola Road, exit number 71. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Cloudy skies with off and on rain showers today. High 84, lows tonight in the low 70s. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, hit or miss rain showers, high 81. Sunday, mostly cloudy, a few rumbles of thunder possible, high 82.
Right now it's 76 in Beaufort, 77 in Union City, and 76 degrees in Midtown Atlanta. More news at noon. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
I'm Chris Chandler. Coming up Monday, starting at 5 on Atlanta's Morning News. Triple Team Traffic get you to work or class on time as we add Georgia State to our list of back to school. The 5-day forecast for the week ahead, too. And Clark Howard's new warning for job seekers on WSB.
Tell the group, I don't want to know, but just you have to do what you have to do. I don't want to know about it. It's not
President Trump
necessary.
commenting on the
I could know about
FBI raid of John Bolton's home. We'll continue our team coverage of that. And when do experts expect humans to land on the Mars? We'll give you the answer next on the Mark Arum Show.
Some things really love the rain, like flowers, your lawn, frogs. Other things like your roof, not so much. And if your roof is old, it's taken a lot of abuse from the elements over the years. Home Fix It Show host Dave Baker here from my roofing experts at Findlay Roofing. The roof guys. Water is your home's #1 enemy, and your roof is your front line of defense to stop it from getting inside. Heavy rain and severe storms like we've had recently can expose roof leaks and lead to water damage. So, how's your roof holding up? If you're not sure, I recommend you schedule a Findlay Roofing free roof analysis. It's easy. Go to roofroof.com, set up your appointment, and a highly trained professional will thoroughly examine your roof. No obligation, no charge. And if you need a new roof, remember Findlay has seen it all and replaced it all. They have replaced over 65,000 roofs in the metro area. That's why when it comes to your roof, you need to think of Findlay first. Schedule your free roof analysis at findlayroofing.com.
I'm Brian Parks, head of commercial banking in Atlanta for Ameris Bank. I've been in banking for over 30 years, and my team and I know that businesses have the best results when they work with local bankers who know the Atlanta market. Bankers who will work to understand your business operations and bring good ideas to the table. At Ameris Bank, we do that. I invite you to reach out so we can start a conversation. Visit amerisbank.com/yourbusiness or a local branch near you. Ameris Bank, fiercely yours, member FDIC.
This is Scott Slade, and nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier, the better. That's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging's LDCT core body scan can be invaluable, giving you more time for you and your loved ones to take charge of your health. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. Due to overwhelming demand for a limited time, their $995 core body scan offer has been extended. It's a $2,495 value. Early detection saves lives, and now it's more affordable than ever. Virtual imaging has gotten such great response to this offer that they've opened up more times in both offices, but appointments will fill up fast, so don't wait. Some minimum requirements may apply. Early detection is your best protection. To schedule your virtual imaging $995 core body scan, call 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
11:37 as we continue this, I'm not going to lie, exhausting Friday edition of the Mark Arum Show. Hope you're having a great Friday and you have a great weekend. Don't forget, starting Monday, 5K Day Bonus Blitz returns to WSB Radio. 5 chances to win $1,000 starting Monday. What time is again, Deborah?
It is 8 a.m., 10 a.m., noon, 2 p.m., and 5 p.m.
Those hours will give you keywords. You enter the keyword into the WSB Radio app, and bing, bang, boom, you could be $1,000 richer. Bing, bang, boom might have been the sound of the knock of the FBI today on the home of former Ambassador John Bolton. Continue our team coverage of this breaking and still developing story. Department of Justice reporter Jake Rosen. I usually mess up your name, not your title, Jake, but welcome to the show. Good morning, buddy. How you been, by the way?
It's all good. It's all good. I agree with you. It's been an exhausting Friday.
It really has. All right, let's start with the breaking news out of Bethesda. Apparently, John Bolton was not home when the FBI raid went down. Do we have any details of what exactly the FBI is looking for?
Yeah, so our CBS News reporting as of right now, so I got 11:38 in the morning, is that this is in part, at least related to the classified documents investigation that the first Trump administration put in place against John Bolton for a book that he wrote, maybe some of your viewers and maybe you'll remember, in 2020, right before the election, called The Room Where It Happened, in which Bolton was accused of, and at least military officials at the time said, that he had classified information about intelligence and intelligence collection in the book. And obviously that really set off the long-term battle between President Trump and John Bolton. John Bolton, a very frequent critic on our network and others about President Trump's handling of international affairs and domestic affairs these days. And that investigation was closed by the Biden Department of Justice. They said that they did not find it able to continue in terms of prosecuting somebody for mishandling classified information. However, it appears that investigation obviously has been reopened in part today. Bolton has not been charged with anything, however, at this time.
Now, so going back to that 2020 book, The Room Where It Happens, full disclosure, I have not read it. I have heard of it. But I saw reporting today that the publisher of that John Bolton book, submitted to the Trump White House at the time to make sure that they were okay with everything that was published, and it got cleared by White House counsel.
It did, and then separately, the White House went after Bolton to try to stop the publication of that book, obviously claiming prior restraint, that there were things in there that would hurt the Trump administration and President Trump in terms of, detailing classified information. A judge in Washington, D.C. did not agree with that request. However, he chastised Bolton as well in multiple paragraphs of this decision. I was just reading it before we were talking, Mark, basically saying he had put the United States at risk by publishing some of the information in that book, and had opened himself up, at least in part, to not just civil penalties for mishandling this, but potential criminal liability. And obviously, as we've seen the pendulum swing back and forth, our Department of Justice become increasingly politicized. And today, what seems like an overtly political move by the FBI to at least go knocking on John Bolton's door and his office door right down the street from us, actually. We'll see whether charges actually arise from this, but it's clear that, Kash Patel, Pam Bondi, going to go after people who have at least hanging allegations of wrongdoing and who are critical of President Trump.
CBS Justice reporter Jake Rosen joining us live on the Mark Arum Show. So the book came out in 2020. President Trump's been in office for over 200 days now. They apparently the FBI did get a court approval of this raid. Why did it take so long for this to go down?
Well, we don't know when this investigation was first launched, obviously, and it's very possible that this investigation simply could be revisited, reopened. It does not take much, especially in this kind of space, Mark, to get a judge to sign off. If the Department of Justice believes for some reason that there was material potentially classified that John Bolton had with him, obviously, right, same as Joe Biden's classified document situation in some ways, because to write a book, you have to have documents with you. Usually you cannot carry these classified documents with you outside of a SCIF, a sensitive compartmented information facility, where you would be reading through a lot of this stuff to be able to then bring that home and write about it, unless you're writing at the office, right? There's a window of maybe they believe he still has that information and potentially a way of which communications were seized, laptops were seized, I'd assume, to try to find out whether, there's any kind of deliberate leak of that information to the media or anyone else.
Yeah, and weirdly, it was 3 years and 2 weeks ago we had the FBI raid at Mar-a-Lago, which revolved around classified documents. And again, that case went away when President Trump was reelected. While I have you, Jake, if you don't mind, speaking of President Trump, a federal judge ruled that President Trump's former personal lawyer, Alina Habba, is serving illegally as the U.S. Attorney for New Jersey. What's this all about?
Well, that's right. So when a new administration comes over, usually you put in an interim position in so many of these government positions, especially given the turnover of this administration and at the Justice Department and at U.S. attorneys' offices around the country. That, however, can only be extended for 210 days total. And that started, this judge found, in March of this year. And as that time and clock expired for Habba to be in this position, the justices in New Jersey pulled an unusual move in which they actually reappointed the second-in-command, a career prosecutor in New Jersey, and said Alina Habba is being removed from this. She's not qualified to do this. The judges have decided we're going to put a career prosecutor in, and you can basically go from there. Well, Attorney General Pam Bondi, in response to that, fired that prosecutor who had just been elevated out of the office, and that opened up a window for Pam Bondi to appoint Alina Habba as the acting U.S. attorney, basically circumventing years of federal rules around how vacancies are handled all across the government at these high-ranking Senate-confirmed positions. It was very unlikely Alina Habba was going to be confirmed because usually to avoid a very long and contentious debate, you need support of the senators in the state. New Jersey has 2 Democratic senators. But right now, this judge ruled that it doesn't apply across all prosecutions in the state, only people who have challenged it, Mark, but really a big clash between the Justice Department and the Trump White House again, in which a judge who has had to be brought in from Pennsylvania said that this was not a legal appointment and that any work that Habba had done on these 2 cases, again, only these 2 cases specifically, was invalid. The Department of Justice said it will appeal.
Interesting. So what's Ms. Habba's legal future then? Is President Trump going to bring her in as White House counsel or?
Certainly possible. She kind of worked as kind of a proxy spokeswoman throughout all the criminal investigations and court trials into President Trump over the last couple of years. And you have to remember at the same time, this attempt to give her a real spot in the government, very valid. She's a barred attorney in New Jersey. He's made no secret about appointing people who are loyal to him in some of these roles. You'll also remember Alina Habba was the one who went after that New Jersey congresswoman for allegedly pushing an ICE officer at that protest at a Newark, New Jersey immigration facility, that clash that happened in which the Newark mayor was arrested and a congresswoman, LaMonica McIver, was charged with felony assault of a federal law enforcement officer. This judge found that at least Alina Habba, for now, in all the ways the Trump administration has tried to kind of roundabout put her and keep her in this job, are all unlawful. So it's very unlikely that she's going to be able to continue this, although, again, very likely that this could go to the Supreme Court, and we'll see what they say about it.
Jake Rosen, thanks so much for jumping on the breaking news from CBS. Justice reporter Jake Rosen. Jake, have a great weekend, buddy.
You too. Thank you.
No matter what happens with Alina Habba, I mean, President Trump is a fan. He is going to definitely take care of her. Maybe he brings her in for White House counsel. Although President Trump was a fan of Elon Musk, they are no longer BFFs. But Elon Musk and SpaceX, Deborah, still in the news. We're getting word from SpaceX on what their ETA is for putting humans on Mars.
Now that Elon Musk is done with Doge, he's refocused on colonizing Mars. SpaceX is developing Starship, named after his favorite 80s pop rock band, and they want to be heading to Mars by 2026 with uncrewed missions. They're going to be able to use this vehicle multiple times, and then by the 2030s, there'll be humans aboard.
Wow.
And he wants to launch about 1,000 every 2 years so they can have enough supplies to develop a livable, self-sufficient city on Mars.
I don't know. So 2030s is when Musk wants humans to be on Mars, which is would be pretty amazing. I don't know what Musk knows that we don't know, but he's adamant, like, we've got to get humans on Mars. Like, he's really worried about what's going on here on planet Earth, where he's devoting billions and a majority of his effort now to get us to populate Mars. So I don't know what he knows that we don't. Is there a big asteroid coming? Is the plague's back now? We found out yesterday. But that would, as great as an achievement of landing a person on the moon that we did back in '69, if we can colonize another planet in our solar system, like that automatically becomes the greatest achievement in human history, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we couldn't get there without Neil Armstrong, et cetera, and the Apollo missions, but holy smokes, let it happen. That'd be great. I'm not going. You can go.
Really?
No.
I'll go.
No, I'm too claustrophobic. Unless I get like a monster space Star Trek kind of ship.
First class.
Yeah.
First class seats.
Yeah, I want first class. I
Yeah,
want-
Delta's first
Yes,
class.
Delta One. Yeah, give me. No, but I'm too claustrophobic. You know who would be great as an astronaut? Andrew Seco. I can see him in that spacesuit, colonizing Mars, growing potatoes, doing traffic updates on the red planet.
Is that a toss to me?
Oh, shoot, that's right. I had this great build-up for Andrew Seco, and it's Alex Williams. My apologies, Alex. You make a heck of an astronaut, too, my friend.
I appreciate it. You're out of this world, Mark. Right now, we're still watching the construction delays out of Ackworth into Kennesaw on 75 southbound. They're blocking the right lane, passing Wade Green Road exit 273. Highway 41, Cobb Parkway gets you around that. Also watching some volume downtown, 75-85 northbound, slowing from University Avenue, getting past that merging madness with I-20. In the right lane, construction continues for the trek out toward Lithonia, 20 eastbound, approaching Panola Road, exit number 71. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
It pays to have the WSB radio app. Download it today and get ready for the Blitz.
That's awesome.
The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz. 5 chances every weekday to win $1,000. The WSB 5K a day bonus blitz.
Your first chance to win is Monday at 8 a.m.
That's amazing.
From 95.5 WSB.
Download the WSB radio app now.
Hey, friends, when was the last time you hopped out of bed without your knee or back screaming at you? Or walked down a flight of stairs without groaning, step by step? Let me guess, in the back of your mind, you're like, oh, it'll disappear, I'll tough it out, but nothing ever changes, does it? Hey, it's Mark Air. Time to call and schedule that free consultation with the medical pros at QC Kinetics. There are thousands of patients who will tell you they wish they would have done it sooner. They turned around their lives with QC Kinetics regenerative treatments that work with your body to help restore and repair damaged joint tissue. Natural cellular therapies, no scalpels, no pills, just long-term relief with no dreaded recovery. Bring your x-rays and your MRIs to QC Kinetics for a free, no-pressure chat and a thorough evaluation to see if you're a good candidate. Worst case, you learn something new. Best case, you get your life back. Grab the phone right now. Give them a call. 770-285-8026. Ask about that free consultation. 770-285-8026.
Hey everyone, it's your buddy Shelly Winter here. Join me this Saturday at noon for the Car Guys with Kevin Deutsch from Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. Buy or lease, fix or sell, everything you want to know about cars, we will cover Saturday noon to 1 right here on 95.5 WSB.
Those wire shelves in your closet are just a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. Dave Baker for Artisan Custom Closets. At Artisan, we see it all the time. The wire shelves come crashing down. Clothes, shoes, bags are everywhere. It's a disaster zone. Save yourself before this happens to you. With a custom, spacious closet from Artisan, you'll never have to look at that clutter again. Your shoes, bags, clothes, accessories, all neatly organized and designed to stay that way. ArtisanCustomClosets.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-2798.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-2798. That's 800-575-2798.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Atlanta's longest-standing, most trusted jeweler is hiring. D. Geller & Son has rewarding sales positions open, and there's no industry experience required. We'll teach you everything we've learned since 1939. Visit dgeller.com or email hr@dgeller.com.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell.
And I'm Monica Pearson. Dale and I have worked together for years, first at WSB, and today helping you find Georgia's best companies and sharing why they're the best.
Monica, one of the first companies I researched and recommended is Amco Transmissions and Total Car Care. For more than a dozen years, they've consistently met my 7-point standard and honored my Make It Right guarantee. And I know you believe in Amco just as much as I do.
Dale, over the years, we've both reported about people getting taken advantage of. So I'm keenly aware what it takes to deliver not just great performance, but great customer service. People who follow my advice literally stop me on the street and thank me for referring them to Amco.
We all need mechanics we can trust for correct diagnosis, efficient repair, and fair price. Not just for transmission repair, but engines, brakes, check engine lights, and so much more. Call the locally owned Amco near you.
And I know their nationwide warranty protects you everywhere.
That's AA.
MCO.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're a different kind of wireless company dedicated to serving people 50 and up, like me. Because let's face it, our needs are different. Big wireless unlimited plans are designed for 20-somethings, not us. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on one thing, bringing you affordable, reliable rate plans that suit your needs, not ours. How do we do that? We start by using the same towers as the big guys, the exact same towers. We then create rate plans designed for your usage. The fact is, we can offer you an unlimited plan with the same network quality for less because we understand how you use wireless services. Our plans start at just $20 a month. And forget trying to chat with robots. You'll get 100% US-based award-winning customer service when you need help. Come find out how wireless should be and join the millions who've made the switch.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
List. Deborah also making the list. I'm going to go up from the bottom. Beach Boys, Good Vibrations at 24.
Yeah.
Pinks get the party started at 19. Earth, Wind, and Fire, September 14th. Taylor Swift, Shake It Off, coming in at number 10. Gloria Gaynor's I Will Survive. According to this music psychologist, what are the top 5 happy songs for your car playlist?
Top 5. Number 5 is Daft Punk, One More Time. A classic club song right there. Number 4, I think a lot of people will sing along because of the movies. It's ABBA doing Mamma Mia.
Oh, okay.
Right? Yeah. I'm surprised that this is number 3, Oasis, She's Electric. It's kind of a deeper cut for the Oasis.
Wait, She's
catalog.
Electric?
She's
Boogie
Electric.
Woogie Woogie?
Sort of, yeah.
Okay,
yes.
yeah.
The Gallagher brothers do the electric
Okay.
slide on stage, yes. Number 2 is the Beatles with Day Tripper. And then the number 1 spot is an Australian band called The Temper Trap, and it's their most recognizable song, Sweet Disposition.
This is it?
Yeah, I love this song.
I don't think I've
It's when
ever
it
heard
kicks
this
in.
song.
Yes, you have. We've played it on our sister station.
Nope.
Yes. There you go.
Nope. Longoria, you ever heard the song?
Yes.
He's rocking. All right. I'm not saying I don't like it. I've just never heard that song. All right. Stay happy out on these Atlanta roadways. Friday afternoons, usually a bear. Don't forget triple team traffic coverage through the Eric Von Hessler Doctrine Program. What's the official title?
Doctrinaires?
The Von Hessler Doctrine.
The Von Hessler Doctrine. Thank you. I'm so tired. I messed up my toss to Alex. I am definitely not getting star of the show. It's just not going to happen today. Apologies to Eric Von Hessler and the Doctrinaires.
Longoria's fact of the day.
All right. Today is National Tooth Fairy Day. The Vikings once considered baby teeth lucky and wore them on necklaces, with ancient texts describing a ritual similar to the tooth fairy tradition for the first lost tooth. And in Japan, the tradition involves throwing a lost upper tooth to the ground and a lower tooth to the air to help the new adult grow in straight.
Erickson makes tea out of his kid's baby teeth.
Really?
No, I'm just lying.
Wow.
Absolutely lying. What did you pay your daughter? What did the tooth fairy pay
Come on,
your
what,
daughters?
They get $5.
$5.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I got a quarter.
Two $2 bills and a $1 quarter, like coin.
Yeah, like a Susan B. Anthony.
Yeah, like gold ones.
Tooth Fairy and Longoria. Very good. Very good stuff. All right. I am not getting star of the show. I could give a bunch of them. We had some amazing guests.
And now,
Today.
are you guys ready for the Mark Aram Star of the Show?
But saying goodbye to the morning drive edition of Jennifer Perry. One of my favorite people is moving to afternoons. Good for her. She's going to have no alarm clocks. I'm so jelly. Jennifer Perry, forever star of the show. Stabitha, gonna miss her. She is amazing. And I do want to give star of the show to Madre Cafe in Buckhead. Jennifer Perry's 2 favorite things in life, Celsius and breakfast burritos. So Madre Cafe sponsored our breakfast this morning, brought in a plethora of breakfast burritos. So thanks to Luke at Madre Cafe for that. All right, busy news continues throughout the day. I'll be active on social media at Mark Arum. Stay safe. Have a great weekend, Atlanta.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville, 95.5 W.